baseball? The Class A affiliate of the world champion Anaheim Angels plays right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. Now, in his 8th season bringing you the fun of Cedar Rapids baseball, here's the voice of the Kernels. He's the one, the only, John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good time roll.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Community Field in Burlington, Iowa. I'm Andy Pantini, the Director of Graphics and Technology with the Cedar Rapids Kernels, and I'm joined in the broadcast booth this afternoon by Mike Kuhlbeck, the Director of Media, Community, and Public Relations, also with the Kernels. Yesterday's game with the Burlington Bees was rained out by an early morning intense thunderstorm that left over 2 inches of rain here at Community Field in Burlington. The Kernels are playing a 9-inning game today, and we'll play a doubleheader tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock against the Bees. We'll come back here to Community Field, talk about today's pitching matchups, set the lineups for today's game when we come back. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on ESPN The Zone.
You know how it is to have a good friend, someone who stands by you during good times as well as the bad. That's the kind of friend Dave Tobiasen of Family Insurance Center can be. Dave Tobiasen is your Pekin insurance agent in Monticello. Whatever your insurance needs, you can depend on Dave Tobiasen. Dave will settle your claims as quickly and conveniently as possible. See Dave Tobiasen, your Pekin insurance agent at Family Insurance Center in Monticello, for insurance coverages at competitive rates.
Toyota takes another leap forward in material handling efficiency. Hot Toyota Lift would like to introduce you to the new Toyota AC electric forklift. AC technology provides unprecedented acceleration, dramatically increasing operator cycle times, thus increasing production. And because DC components are no longer needed, you will significantly lower your maintenance costs. A clean-running, dependable unit is the result. Coupled with today's attractive interest rates, there's never been a better time to join Toyota's AC revolution. Contact Hub Toyota Lift in Cedar Rapids, Peoria, Des Moines, and Davenport.
Back at Community Field here in Burlington, I'm joined in the broadcast booth today by Mike Kuhlbeck, the scribe, we'll just say for lack of better words, of Kernels baseball over the past few years. We're going to talk about today's pitching matchups. Going on the mound today for the Kernels, the ace of the Kernels staff, John Toledo. John was signed as a non-drafted free agent by the Angels in February of 2001. He's from Barcelona, Venezuela. And last season with the Mesa Angels in the Rookie League, he had 10 starts in 11 games, was 3-5 with a 4.47 earned run average. Mike, John has really been the savior of this pitching staff since Kevin Jepson went down with his injury earlier in the season.
Well, I think, thanks a lot, Andy. It's great to be alongside you here today. We're pinch hitting for John. For those of you that don't know it, John's mother became ill out in Colorado. John went out to see her. We send our best wishes along to John and his family. We're just here until next week trying to build those huge gunboats that he left behind, but we're glad to be here and glad that you're along with us. And with that said, Andy, you're right. John has been the big surprise of the Kernels staff. Coming out of spring training, I think if you ask manager Todd Klaus, and I've had occasion to ask him this a few times, John was the 25th player on a 25-man squad. He was the last guy to make the team. There weren't really great expectations for John, but he's a guy who throws strikes. And he's around the strike zone, and when you do that in this league, you make guys put the ball in play, and you have some guys on the field behind you like Alberto Callaspo at second base, Eric Ibar at shortstop. They can put some guys out. And John, while not being a big strikeout pitcher in 18 starts this year, he's pitched 104 in the third innings, 98 hits. He's only struck out 48 men, but he's only walked 34. And I think that is a key reason why his earned run average is only 2.50. And I think that's a key reason why he's been so successful for the Kernels this year. 4 of John's 9 wins have come after the Kernels have lost games, have stopped losing streaks for the Kernels, and he's been a key player for the Kernels this season.
Well, as Mike said here, Jean certainly has been a surprise, if anything, and the old adage in baseball goes that walks and errors will kill you. And that's kind of been the way the season's gone here a little bit lately for the Kernels, having a little bit of trouble getting the ball over the plate, and then when they do and the ball's put in play, having some difficulties getting the field made or the play made, and creating probably more than the average number of errors for this team. You know, they are a young team, but we've played almost 100 games now.
This is game number 97 tonight.
Yeah, you really can't call them a young team anymore. I mean, when you play that many games, you should be able to get it figured out. And his opponent on the hill this afternoon is Drew Endicott. Drew was a 41st round pick of the Kansas City Royals in June of 2002 out of the University of Missouri. Last year he was 7-3 with a 3.06 earned run average in 19 appearances. 6 of those were starts. This season he's made some spot starts for the Bees. He's appeared in 22 games. This will be his 23rd game. He's had 5 starts. He's pitched twice against the Kernels, both of them in relief. He has 2 wins despite allowing 8 hits and 6 runs, 4 of those runs earned in 5 innings. And when we come back, we're going to take a short break here and talk about a new addition to the Kernels roster. When we come back from our break, you're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Surprise someone special or treat yourself to colorful, fragrant, fresh flowers. Peck's Flower Shop reminds you that every day is a great day to bring home flowers, no matter what the occasion or for no occasion at all. Peck's Flower Shop has a bouquet for you. Stop in today for Peck's Flower Feature. For only $9.95, you can get 1 dozen fresh-cut roses. The professional florists at Peck's are ready to assist you in your floral needs, from a single flower to an entire garden. Remember that Peck's offers delivery to the Cedar Rapids metro area. They even deliver out of town and out of state through their professional florist wire services, FTD and Telefloral. Peck's has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956 with the finest flowers, plants, and home garden accents. Peck's is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 4. Peck's at the corner of Blairs Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast.
Back again here at Community Field on the Kernels pregame show. Kernels outfielder Quan Cosby was placed on the disabled list earlier this week with a torn rotator cuff in his right throwing shoulder. The Kernels have made an addition, Adam Pavkovich. Adam is an 11th round pick of this year's June draft out of the University of Alabama and was assigned to the Kernels from Provo with the Pioneer League. Mike, what's the book on Adam?
Well, Andy, looking up on the internet, what a great invention that was, huh?
Yes, it was.
Well, Adam's from the University of Alabama, like you said. He played 3 years at Alabama. The last 2 years he was a starter for the Crimson Tide. Very strong baseball program down there. Adam went in there as a 155-pound weakling, came out as a 185-pound man. This past year, he hit 11 home runs for the Tide and had a Southeastern Conference leading 27 doubles. He batted .367, I believe. He went to Provo, played 27 games there before he was sent here, batted .283 with 1 home run and 11 RBIs. I think Adam's a more advanced kid. They felt like that he could help the Kernels. They sent him here. Greg Porter's done a good job at third base. Greg was not looked upon as a infielder when he first came here last year. He played more outfield. Greg also, there's that football thing always hanging there with Greg.
Right.
So I don't know if that's sitting there right now. We haven't really talked with Todd about that. But Adam is a good insurance to have around with the team, and we're going to see what Adam can do today. He's in the starting lineup at third base. There's a Royal scout here at the game, and I had a chance to talk to him for a little bit. and he said he saw Adam playing down at Texas A&M earlier this spring, and that he was a very good player, he said. So I'm looking forward to seeing Adam play.
Well, it certainly will be enjoyable to see him come in here so highly regarded. And, you know, as we talked about it, as I talked about on Thursday night, we're down to 43 games remaining in the season and into the last weeks of July. A recent article in the Cedar Rapids Gazette was pointing out the location of NFL training camps. And Greg Porter did, am I correct, he did sign a contract with the Indianapolis Colts.
No, he's with the Houston Texans.
With the Houston Texans. Okay, that's a correction on that. And certainly, you know, he wanted to give another shot at baseball and has done very well so far this year with the bat, batting close to 300.
Right, he's at 292, and he's got a little pop. He had a double again the other night. He's got 4 doubles. Greg's is the property of the Houston Texans for the next 5 years. He signed a contract with them. I think talking to Greg that his preference right now is to try baseball, see how far he can go, and you don't get hit as hard unless you're a catcher and Swan's on third base running the bases. You don't get hit as often in baseball as you do in football, and I don't know if that's playing into Greg's thinking or if he just really prefers, you know, it's the summertime.
Right.
So, and he said, you know, I'm used to playing baseball and football. Well, now it's turned into football season. Last year it turned to football season, and football started tugging on him. Naturally, he was a very well-regarded football player at Texas A&M, and it was his senior year, and there's a lot of tradition at Texas A&M, and they wanted him to come down. Well, he's from Texas.
Oh, yeah, and Texas rules.
King.
Texas, or football rules down in Texas.
So I don't know if that's playing into his thinking, or if the Angels think that's playing into his thinking. We're just speculating here. We have no inside information. So.
Well, it's certainly a credit to Greg to be a professional athlete in 2 sports.
Exactly.
We'll be back after this short break with the Allen Motor Company starting lineup. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
When we met at Spaghetti, we would never forget Zio Giano's. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini. Or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. Zio Giano's is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember Zio Giano's with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Back again at Community Field in Burlington, the managers from both teams meeting with the umpires at home plate, exchanging lineup cards. The Burlington Bees wearing their navy blue batting practice tops with gold numbers. The Kernels in those gorgeous red batting practice tops with the white numbers. It's time this afternoon to set the Allen Motor Company starting lineups. Allen Motor Company and their campus just off I-380 on Boyson Road are getting ready for their 2003 inventory clearance sales. Stop out at Allen Motor Company and get the best deals of the year. That's Allen Motor Company, located just off I-380 on Bison Road. And with your Kernels Allen Motor Company starting lineup, here's Mike Kobeck.
All right, thanks, Andy. First of all, I'm not sure how we do this. Do we do Burlington first, or do we do the Kernels first?
We do the Kernels first because they're the visitors today.
All right, we'll do the Kernels first. All right, leading off for the Kernels, playing center field, Rancel Melgarejo. Rancel's batting .242. Batting second, playing shortstop, Eric Ibar. Eric, .296 average. Batting third, the second baseman, Alberto Callaspo. Alberto carries a .321 average into today's game. The cleanup hitter, Alex Dvorsky at designated hitter. Dvorsky, DH. Batting fifth, the catcher, Jared Abruzzo. Abruzzo, catcher. Batting sixth at first base, Matt Abram. Batting seventh in left field, Caleb Mayer. Batting eighth in right field, Jason Sugden. Batting ninth in third base, the new guy, Adam Pavkovich. And pitching for the Kernels, Jean Toledo with a record of 9 wins, 5 losses, and a 2.50 ERA.
We're going to come back and set the Burlington starting lineup after this short break. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
If you're looking for something, there are many helpful tools. A telescope? When you're looking for something big. A microscope. When you're looking for something small. Or bare feet.
Oh.
When you're looking for lost Legos. But if you're looking for a family doctor, the most helpful tools are your telephone or your computer. Simply call Mercy Care Family Physicians at 369-4444 or visit our website at www.mercycaredoctors.com for all the details on the Mercy Care Family Practice location nearest you. You'll find the Mercy Care Family Physician best suited to your needs, including those who offer special services for... So if you're looking for a family doctor, choose the right tool for the job. Call 369-4444 or on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Looking for a family doctor has never been easier.
Our national anthem being performed here this afternoon at Community Field. Throwing it back to Mike Kovac here. He's going to set the starting lineup for the Burlington Bees. And Mike, the Bees have really owned the Kernels this year. Just a, real quick rundown.
Yeah, the Bees come into the game with a 6-3 record against the Kernels. They're 40-55 overall, 11-16 in the second half. They're tied for seventh place in the Western Division. Leading off for the Bees, center field, Mel Stocker. Mel Stocker in center field. Batting second, the shortstop, Angel Sanchez. Batting third at third base, Damaso Espino. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Kila Kaihui.
Kahui.
The guy from Hawaii. We call him Smith. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Donnie Murphy. Batting sixth in left field, Tim Friend. Batting seventh at first base, David Jensen. Batting eighth, the catcher, Luis Gonzalez. Batting ninth in right field, Bernard Stevens. And the pitcher for the Bees, Drew Endicott, with a record of 6 wins, 3 losses, ERA 3.54. And now taking over for the first 3 innings, here's Andy Pantini.
Well, thanks, Mike. The home plate umpire for this afternoon's game, Jason Nakashi, and on the bases, Jason Dunn, as Rancel Melgarejo steps in. And the first pitch from Drew Endicott is called a strike on the outside part of the plate. The Bees in their navy blue batting tops with gold letters, the Kernels wearing their red with white trim, the blue script Kernels on the front. A fastball low and away evens the count up at 1-1. Rancel sculls a pitch into left field. It's fielded by Tim Friend, and it's a base hit for Rancel. And, Mike, that's certainly a much better start to the game than what happened on Thursday night.
Andy, I didn't get a chance to hear the game on Thursday night. I went to the Sheryl Crow concert. I got to hear your pregame, though, and it was awesome.
Well, in the first inning last week, Thursday night, it seems like last week. We've been off for so long. Rancel led off the game, and the Kernels pretty much went in order for the first couple innings as Eric Ibar, the shortstop, takes the ball on the outside part of the plate. Eric batting .296 on the season, 5 home runs, 46 RBI. as Drew Endicott throws over to keep Ransell honest at first base. Not a big lead. And another quick throw over, Ransell back in, standing up.
You know, Ransell has really picked it up here of late. This is his 7th game now. That makes him 13 for 29.
As the hit and run is on, Ransell going to second, and a close play as Angel Sanchez throws out Eric Ibar by a step. Ransell was running on the play and able to advance to second base. Eric Ibar simply sticking out his bat, making contact. A slow roller to Sanchez's right, making a great play to throw out the speedy Eric Ibar. Ransell moving up to second base. That gives us 1 on and 1 out, and the batter is Alberto Callaspo, the league leader in batting average.
Actually, Andy, Alberto has lost that lead.
He has lost the lead. I guess I didn't look at the stat pack very closely today. It can't be by too much. He did have an 0 for 4 night Thursday night. Really held in check against Devin Lowry. A throw back to second base, and Ransell just getting a hand in there. Angel Sanchez with the snap tag.
This dude named Jesus Mershon from Quad City, I don't know where he came from, but he's batting .332 now.
Well, Mershon has been with the River Bandits for most of the season, and we'll get to see him on starting Monday night when the Kernels open a 4-game series with the River Bandits. The 0-1 pitch taken outside for ball 1.
I'm not sure if he had enough at-bats or plate appearances to qualify before, I guess, is what...
That could be. I know he's been on the roster as Ransell hits a single into center field. Mel Stocker comes up with it. The throw home is in time as Ransell is called out. An excellent job of blocking the plate by Luis Gonzalez. Kernels manager Todd Klaus is going to come home and have a little talk, but from my angle, Mike, Gonzalez had the plate blocked and Ransell never got to home plate.
It was kind of like the play was in slow motion. The ball hit the mound and bounced high, and Ransell went straight into the plate rather than trying to slide around the tag, and he slid right into his leg.
Yes. Callaspo did move up to second base on the play, on the throw, but a single, and I don't know if Ransell just thought that the ball was hit deep enough that he didn't have to challenge him. Mike, your slow motion analogy is really close, or really accurate on that. But that brings up the cleanup hitter, designated hitter Alex Dvorsky. And he takes the fastball low and away for ball 1. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And Alberto Callaspo at second base.
I was kind of surprised that Todd sent him in that Ransell was just rounding third base when Stocker was coming up with the ball, and it was in relatively shallow center field.
One thing I noticed here Thursday night is this is a very lush carpet out there on the field here, Community Field, and the ball tends to slow down in a hurry. And Stocker did field the ball cleanly, and the ball hit the mound and was just a cherry hop to Luis Gonzalez. The fastball was taken by Dvorsky inside for strike 1, and now Endicott misses outside, having Alex ahead in the count 2-1. Dvorsky fouls a fastball over the Kernels' first base dugout, pretty close to the temporary stage they have set up here in Burlington. They will be having a concert tonight following our game. That's the reason we're on the air so early this afternoon. 2-2 to Dvorsky.
It's also the reason why we're not playing 2 tonight.
That's correct, as Alex reaches for a pitch that was outside and fouls it back into the screen. Dimensions here at Community Field, 338 down the left field line, 403 to dead center, and 318 down the right field line. The right field home run distance guarded by a double high stack of advertising signs featuring the famous Stursing's potato chips. And,
I was trying to think of what Burlington's famous for. I could think of Stursing's and Snake Alley, but nothing else. What else? The Coat Factory?
Oh, the Burlington Railroad line.
Yeah, there you go, Burlington Northern.
The ball gets away from Drew Endicott, a curveball low in the dirt, and Alberto Caspo moves up to third base. We'll wait to see what the ruling is on that, but I'd have to believe it's going to be a wild pitch. Burlington Bees last season installed a updated scoreboard system here with a message line. The board is similar to the one we have at New Veterans Memorial Stadium without the big video board and speed pitch indicator, and it is a wild pitch as Alex lifts a lazy fly ball to left field. Tim Friend coming on, and the Kernels are retired in the top of the first inning. No runs, 2 hits, a runner left for the Kernels. We go to the bottom of the first. Cedar Rapids nothing, and Burlington coming to bat. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Coffee works when it's important to you. Coffee works, let your work shine through.
When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks. High-speed copying, color copies, oversized copies, manuals, booklets, graphic design, posters, banners, and presentations. CopyWorks does it better. When it's important to you, CopyWorks lets your work shine through. When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks.
Back here at Community Field in Burlington, the Kernels managed 2 hits, but Ranzo Melgarejo thrown out at home plate on an excellent play by Burlington center fielder Mel Stocker. This is Andy Pantini, the Director of Graphics and Technology, pinch hitting for John Rogers. John is attending a family illness and will join us in the broadcast booth on Wednesday when the Kernels take on the Quad City River Bandits back at New Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm on joined in the broadcast booth today by our Director of Media and Community Relations, Mike Kuhlbeck. And Mike, a good start for the Kernels. 2 hits, no runs, but certainly better, a good way to at least be able to prove you can hit the pitching so far.
Yeah, but, with a lot of guys, starters, when you get them, if you hit them early, you better get them early, You give them a chance to put some... get out of some jams early. Sometimes they find their rhythm and prove to be more trouble later on. So we'll see if that proves costly here as we go along.
Colonel starter Jean Toledo, a fastball called strike 1. The first 3 batters in the inning, this inning for the Bees, Mel Stocker, Angel Sanchez, and Damaso Espino. Stocker batting .264 with 3 home runs and 29 RBIs. He attempts to lay down a bunt, but it rolls foul, and he is in the hole 0-2. Mike and I talked about in the pregame show the new Kernels third baseman, Adam Pavkovich. Adam came to the Kernels from Provo, and he was signed as the 11th round draft pick of the Angels in the 2003 amateur draft held this past June. Adam is out of the University of Alabama, where he was a shortstop, I believe, was his position there. The 0-2 pitch from Toledo is lifted into center field. Ibar and Caspo going out, and Eric Ibar making the play in shallow center field, and over-the-shoulder catch, and 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Brings up Angel Sanchez, the Burlington shortstop. Angel batting .263, 2 home runs, 23 RBI. Thursday night against Micah Posey, the first 3 Burlington batters led off the game with singles. A curveball called strike one. John Toledo on the hill today for the Kernels. And the 0-1 pitch. Another off-speed pitch, putting Sanchez in the hole, 0-2. The 0-2 delivery fouled off. Sanchez fouling the ball off his foot, and the count remains 0-2. Mike, a nice play by Eric Ibar to start the game on a looping pop-up to shallow center field.
Yeah, Andy running away from the ball. He went.
Yes, he did. A fastball in the inner part of the plate. Sanchez trying to check his swing, but called out by home plate umpire Jason Nakashi. And it's 2 outs now in the bottom of the first inning, and Damaso Espino is the batter. The Burlington third baseman, batting .299, 1 home run, 54 RBIs. He was kind of a pain in the Kernels side Thursday night. As speaking of pains in the side, he is hit. He is hit in the on his left side with a fastball by Toledo. Kind of an uncharacteristic.
You're a precog, Andy.
Maybe we won't talk about that anymore.
Well, I saw Minority Report on cable the other night.
I'll tell you what, brings up the designated hitter, Kila Kahui. Kila batting .222 with 6 home runs, 37 RBIs. As the fastball misses outside. 1 on here, 2 outs for Burlington in the bottom of the first inning. The Kernels get 2 hits, but Ransom Algarejo thrown out at home plate on a single by Alberto Cayaspo. Ball is low, thrown out by Abruzzo, and they have got Damaso Espino thrown out. That will go 2-6, and a caught stealing on that play. So the Kernels get out of a jam here. Not really a jam, but they get out of the first inning unscathed. For Burlington in the first inning, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and no one left. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
You see, I know what's right for me. Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around. Each generation has time. They got their own kind of sounds. Come to shout it out. Where's that Toya Pepsi?
Here are 3 important facts you should know about Progressive Homes. First, Progressive Homes is our area's authorized builder of All-American Homes of Dyersville. Second, Progressive Homes invites you to visit their model homes. They're located on Williams Boulevard Southwest in Cedar Rapids. Finally, Progressive Homes is committed to making your home building experience pleasant and exciting. Come see what Progressive Homes can build for you. Progressive Homes, your complete builder of All-American Homes.
I'm Dr. Andrew Kaplan from Mesa, Arizona. Did you know that heart disease kills more women than any form of cancer, AIDS, domestic violence, and stroke? Yet most women may not recognize the early signs despite the fact that more women than men died of heart attacks in the year 2000. Don't let you or someone you know be another statistic. To understand the facts about heart disease, talk to your doctor today. It could save your life.
For more information, call 1-800-CARDIAC, a public service message from the Guidant Foundation.
Back at Community Field in Burlington, Jared Abruzzo leading off the second for the Kernels. Fell in the hole quickly, 0-2, and grounds out to the second baseman, Donnie Murphy. Jared Abruzzo retired on 3 straight pitches. And just a clarification to the people scoring the game at home, the Burlington official score has ruled that will not be a caught stealing, that Espino was trying to advance on his own with the ball being in the dirt. So the play still goes Abruzzo to Ibar, but it is not a caught stealing. Matt Abram, the batter, stepping up into the batter's box, and he lifts a fly ball to shallow center field. Angel Sanchez shields his eyes from the sun and makes the play, and quickly there are 2 outs here in the Kernels' half of the second inning. Mike, we barely make it back and already 2 outs.
Better cue up a commercial.
That brings up the left fielder, Caleb Mayer. Caleb batting .245 on the season with 5 home runs and 31 RBI. An absolutely gorgeous afternoon here is a fastball on the outer part of the plate called strike 1 here in Burlington. Caleb swings through an off-speed pitch and quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Caleb has been struggling of late. Caleb is, his last 30 at-bats only has 3 hits, and his average has dropped 24 points. He's from 269 down to 245 here.
The curveball misses outside, and the count at 1-2 as Drew Endicott delivers. And Caleb lifts a twisting fly ball, which is fielded by David Jensen, and the Kernels are retired in order here in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Kernels as we move to the bottom of the second. Burlington and the Kernels are scoreless. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Marengo Monument is ready to help you make an everlasting impression. When you're planning a memorial for a loved one, call on us. Serving Marengo since 1875, our family is ready to assist yours.
Rosehaven and Lodge and Lafayette are Marengo's choice for quality senior living. Lodge and Lafayette offers independent senior living, and Rosehaven suits those in need of extra attention. Rosehaven and Lodge and Lafayette, good for Marengo, good for you. Call Dave or Colleen to learn more.
How would you like to get a new or used auto and not make a payment all summer for up to 3 months? Plus, get a rate as low as 3.99% APR? You can at Medco Credit Union, as long as your car is 96 or newer. You can also refinance an auto loan from another institution at this same low rate. So call Medco Credit Union today at 398-5007 or stop by and visit them on 8th Avenue Southwest next to the Flying Weenie. Actual rate may vary depending upon credit qualifications.
When it comes to insurance and financial services, think smart. Think about Farm Bureau Financial Services. For auto, home, life, farm and ranch, retirement funding, and business protection, call Brian Berg and Marion. More products, more services, more of your needs met. So for more information, call Brian Berg and Marion. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Mike Kubek and Andy Pantini here at Community Field as we move to the bottom of the second inning. And the designated hitter, Keila Ka'aui, leading off for the Bees here, facing John Toledo. Ka'aui was the batter at the time when Damas Vespino tried to advance on a ball that got away, barely away from Jared Abruzzo, and he was thrown out at second base. A fastball called strike 1. And the next pitch short hops Abruzzo to even the count at 1-1. Ka'aui batting .222 on the season, 6 home runs, 37 RBIs, as a fastball just misses. 2-1, the ball skipping off of Toledo's glove and rolling just behind the mound. It's family day here at Community Field, and a good crowd in attendance as a fastball misses outside, ball 3. And Mike, as we go through the game, we're going to highlight some of the upcoming events at New Veterans Memorial Stadium. A lot of things happening as the Kernels return home. A big home run cut by Ka'aui, and the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you're right, Andy. Starting Monday, when Quad City River Band has come to town for a 7 o'clock game, it's Extreme Canines night.
It is Extreme Canines as a liner back up through the box. Ibar making a great play behind second base and throws out Ka'aui by a couple of steps. The ball was hit right back through the box. Toledo waved at it with his bare hand. I don't believe he touched it.
Hopefully he did. That's what I was wondering when it went back through there. You know, the instinct is to reach out for the ball there, but sometimes bad things happen when that happens.
And Ibar ranging wide to his left, making the play behind second base and taking a base hit away as Donnie Murphy steps in and fouls the first pitch back into the screen here at Community Field. The Burlington Bees have made great improvements here. I was not able to attend a game last year here at Community Field, but 2 years ago, the field was in pretty bad shape as a ball just over the glove of Alberto Callaspo, and the Bees have their first hit of the game, a single to right field. Donnie Murphy singling off of John Toledo. And with one out, the Bees have a runner aboard, and that brings up the left fielder, Tim Friend.
The left fielder, number 24, Tim Friend.
Tim is a .268 batter on the season, 5 home runs, 32 RBI. Alberto leaping high for that ball just over his glove as Jason Sugden retrieves the ball and threw it back in. A fastball misses low and away, ball 1. Mike, Lori, my wife Lori and I went to Peoria a while back to see the Kernels play the Chiefs, and we just happened to catch the Extreme Canines act, and I'll tell the Kernel fans that this is certainly an act that's worth seeing. The Extreme Canines use dogs that were rescued from animal shelters and sanctuaries. They're trained. They chase frisbees. They jump rope. They do flips. It's just good, clean family fun, and they'll be at the stadium Monday night, July 21st. The Kernels take on the River Bandits at 7 o'clock. Murphy bluffs running, stealing second base. The ball, or the pitch, high and outside for ball 2.
Plenty of tickets available still. You can pick up tickets starting Monday at 10 o'clock at the Veterans Memorial Stadium ticket office, or right now, get on your computer.
That's right, on the internet at www.kernels.com. You can order as many tickets as you want and have them waiting for you when you come to the stadium. Pick them up at the will call window on Monday. A fastball called strike as Toledo lost the throw over to first base. Donnie Murphy back in, simply just flopped over and stretched out and made it back into first base.
That was his easy move. That was his decoy move.
John has an excellent move to first base for a right-handed pitcher as a curveball called strike to even the count at 2-2. Tim Friend, the batter, 1 out, 1 on for Burlington here in the bottom of the second. No score between the Kernels and the Bees on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Burlington. The Kernels and Bees will play one more time this year back at Veterans Memorial Stadium as a fly ball lifted down the right field line. It hooks into the Kernels bullpen. Jason Sugden giving chase. And the count remains at 2-2.
There is a lot of room in foul territory in this ballpark.
Very big foul territories. The bullpens are located all the way out by the outfield fence here at Community Field. So the pitchers do not have the luxury of sitting in the dugout and then being able to hop down to the bullpen mounds to warm up. A hit and run as Murphy takes off, but a fly ball lifted into right field. Jason Sugden tracks it down and makes the catch as Murphy retreats to first base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. That brings up first baseman David Jensen. David Jensen, the batter. Jensen batting .206, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Jensen has not played a lot of games for Burlington this season. I take that back. He's played 76 games. But
not having a very good year.
He must not be having a very good year. Trying to give David the benefit of the doubt here.
And David was a relatively high draft pick, I believe, out of BYU. Let me see if I can find it.
Jensen certainly looks like a big, strong lad as Donnie Murphy bluffs right to second base. The pitch outside for ball 1.
David Jensen was a third-round pick last June of 2002, out of Brigham Young, where he was a freshman All-American in 1999.
Certainly then the Royals organization has high hopes for him as Donnie Murphy draws another throw from John Toledo. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. No score between the Kernels and the Bees.
He was an All-American in 2002, batting .411 with 29 doubles, 10 home runs, and 69 RBIs. And that was after he took 2 years off for a Mormon mission. He is 23 years old.
Well, certainly...
he hasn't solved the wood bat yet.
He must not have solved the wood bat problem yet. As Jensen fouls a Toledo fastball off over the screen here to our left. A good throw back over to first base, but Murphy in standing up. John Toledo on the hill for the Kernels. Allowed 1 hit so far in the inning and a 2/3 work. The Kernels pitch out, and probably a good call with the count even at 1-1.
You see a lot of pitch outs on 1-1, sometimes on 2-1 counts, because those are good running counts. Murphy's run the batter before. You got a left-handed hitter up there.
Well, Murphy, a threat to steal with 11 stolen bases and 13 chances this season, as a curveball is in the dirt for ball 3. And now certainly you've got a hitter's pitch coming up to the number 7 hitter, David Jensen. Toledo sets, and a quick throw over to first base. Murphy back in plenty of time. The Burlington mascot, Buzz, making an appearance here at the ballpark. He was not here Thursday night.
Is that his nickname, Buzz?
But it's Buzz. A foul ball, a fly ball sliced off the end of the bat, goes foul, out of play here at Community Field.
Did you see it on his uniform before you said that, or did you?
I knew about Buzz. Okay. Buzz and I are good friends.
Okay.
Well, not really, but...
I was going to say, does Mr. Shucks know that?
Mr. Shucks doesn't know that. He doesn't need to know that, but...
he does now.
Buzz is certainly a popular figure here as the full count offering from Toledo is high, and David Jensen draws a 2-out walk, and there's nothing that will draw the ire of Todd Klaus and Eric Bennett faster than a 2-out walk. I think there was a period of time where they were maybe thinking about finding pitchers for 2-out walks or 2-out walks especially, and especially to your number 7 hitter. Brings up the catcher, Luis Gonzalez. Gonzalez this year for the Bees, a 179 batter with 2 home runs, 10 RBI. But I believe he had a key hit against us on Thursday night. Toledo sets and delivers high for ball 1. If there's
he's 1 for 14 against the Kernels.
Well, then he had his one hit was
the other night.
Was Thursday night. If anything, if there's been any flaw with Toledo lately, he seems to be having a problem getting batters out as a fastball is lifted onto one of the picnic terraces here at Community Field.
Well, and he has had troubles with walks too, Andy. I know we talked about his control early before the game, saying that it's been sharp. 34 walks in 104 and a third innings, which is good. But in his last outing against Kane County, he walked 6 batters.
And missing low with a fastball for ball 2. Certainly here with 2 on and 2 out, you don't want to make any mistakes to the number 8 hitter. As a broken bat, ground ball right back to Toledo. He steps and throws to first to retire Luis Gonzalez. And the Bees are done here in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left. Through 2 complete innings, we're still scoreless here in Burlington. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Syringes and needles can be a waste handler's worst nightmare. Imagine picking up a trash can or blue recycling bin and, ouch, being stuck. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling wants you to keep our waste handlers safe and away from disease. All needles and syringes need to be disposed in sealed containers, like a Home Sharps container, milk container, or detergent bottle. These can then be dropped off at the main recycling center on 6th Street or at Blue Stem Site number 2. Help us keep our waste
Save money
handlers
by taking
safe.
the bus to work, By riding the city bus, you could say goodbye to gas and car maintenance costs. Studies show that transportation is second only to housing when it comes to household expenses. Five Seasons Transportation and Parking wants to help your bottom line. We provide bus service to the metro area for the cost of a 75-cent fare. Compare that to your daily gas and parking expenses. Monthly and 10-punch bus passes are also available. For more information, call 286-5573 or visit our website at www.crbus-parking.org.
I'm Jamal. My grandpa died of lung cancer because he smoked 3 packs a day.
I'm Sally. My aunt lives in a town where the air can be so bad, she has to stay inside a lot.
I'm Miguel. I have asthma. Clean air, clear lungs. That's what the American Lung Association is all about.
They're fighting big tobacco,
Bad air.
And the asthma epidemic.
You can help.
Call 1-800-LUNG-USA.
And join the fight.
Brought to you by the American Lung Association of Iowa. On the web at lungusa.org.
Back here at Community Field as the Kernels lead off the top of the third inning, Jason Sugden, the leadoff batter, to face Kernel starter Drew Endicott as he tries a drag bunt down the third baseline. The ball rolling foul. This is Andy Pantini here with pinch hitting for John Rogers. I'm joined in the broadcast booth by Kernel's Director of Community Media and Public Relations, Mike Kuhlbeck, as the 0-1 pitch misses inside, and Sugden evens the count at 1-1. Jason Sugden came up in June, Mike. Is that correct, with the Kernels?
Yes, he did, from Provo. He was a draft pick of a year ago. Actually, I'm trying to think, did he come from Provo or did he come from extended spring?
I believe he may have come from extended spring training here, as he takes a fastball on the outside of the plate. He's ahead in the count 2-1. And now a curveball misses inside and gets away from Luis Gonzalez. Rolls to the back of the dirt batting circle behind home plate. And Jason ahead on the count 3-1. Kernels have 2 hits in the first 2 innings, but stranded a runner as Rancel Melgarejo was thrown out as a curveball inside for strike 2. Sugden not upset with the call, but certainly not a pitch he was looking to hit at 3-1. And a fastball low and inside, and Jason Sugden is on board with the walk here. The Kernel leadoff batter draws a walk, and the Kernels now bring to the plate third baseman Adam Pavkovich. And Adam making his first game, or playing his first game here with the Kernels. He was called up from Provo.
He came from Provo.
He came from Provo to when Quan Cosby went on the DL with a torn rotator cuff as he squares the bunt, and the pitch fouled off back to the screen behind home plate.
He set an Alabama record for sacrifice bunts his freshman year with 25. I noticed in his bio, and so that was a rarity there. He fouled one off.
Maybe also the wooden bats is something that might be giving a little bit of trouble.
It could be. He had 283 at Provo with 1 home run, 11 RBIs.
Jason Sugden drawing a throw from Drew Endicott. Not a big lead over there.
Jason joined the ball club on June 14th from extended spring training along with Matt Abram.
A bunt laid down by Pavkovich. Drew Endicott fields to play. His only play was at first base. And Pavkovich with a sacrifice bunt to move Jason Sugden into scoring position with 1 out. That brings up the Kernel leadoff hitter, Rancel Melgarejo. Rancel singled to start the game, but was thrown out at home plate trying to score from second base. Well, Mike, certainly things stirring here in the third inning, as the Kernels have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Rancel hits one off the mound, or off the front of the dirt. A good play by Espino to throw Rancel out by a couple of steps, and allowing Sugden to move up to third base. Rancel Melgarejo retired third to first, and Sugden advancing to third. That leaves us a runner on third base with 2 outs, and Eric Ibar, the batter. Eric grounded to short his first time up in the first inning.
Well, I'd like to see Eric be a little selective here. He's had a habit of being, as he takes the ball, he's had a habit of swinging at a lot of first pitches.
Well, a lot of times that works for him because he is a real contact hitter. But ball 2, a fastball is outside, and Eric ahead in the count 2-0.
Well, here's a stat for you, Andy. He's had only 1 walk since May 26th. And 10 for the season. And over 350 at-bats.
Eric lifts the ball down the left field line. It's hooking foul into the Burlington bullpen. A foul ball. And Jason Sugden will retreat to third base. Mike, coming up at the end of the month, we have a night featuring our middle infielders, Eric Ibar and Alberto Callaspo, Cheesecake Sayers bobblehead nights. And that night, there will be 500 each of Eric Ibar's bobblehead and Alberto Callaspo's bobblehead, and they'll be given to the first 1,000 kids through the gate when the Kernels take on the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers on July 30th. And Mike and I have both seen pictures of these dolls, and they will become a highly prized collector's item. Because we think both these players are on their way to the major leagues. The count even at 2-2. And Eric lines one foul into the Burlington bullpen again. They're going to start posting the guard down there to start catching some of those as Eric has sliced 2 foul balls into the B bullpen down the left field line here at Community Field.
Well, that brings up, we got to give a big hello to Rhodey back at the ballpark. Rhodey's under the weather, got a little infected eye.
A tapper to first base. David Jensen makes the play and flips the Endicott covering, and the Kernels are retired here in the top of the third inning. No runs, a walk, 1 runner left, and the Kernels, no Burlington errors. As we move to the bottom of the third inning, the Bees and Kernels still scoreless. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried cost cutters?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. Shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters. Right now? My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
The ability to read. Nothing's more important in predicting the future success of a child. Thanks to the generous, ongoing support of Toyota Financial Services, Kernel players visited a record 25 schools last spring to encourage children to read, with a series of dazzling rewards from Toyota Financial Services serving as incentives. An all-time high, 1,451 girls and boys read last summer. The Kernels salute Toyota Financial Services.
Back here at Community Field in Burlington, the Kernels and Bees scoreless after 2.5. And that brings up the number 9 hitter for the Bees, right fielder Bernard Stevens. Stevens batting .212, 2 home runs, 18 RBI in the season so far. John Toledo delivers a fastball, strike one called on the outside corner. Stevens had a double, went 1 for 3 against the Kernels on Thursday night, and has raised his average fairly high since the last time he played, since the last time the Kernels and Bees played at the end of the first half. A fastball misses low to even the count at 1-1. And Stevens lifts a high fly ball over to the left side of the inning, or the infield, and a great play over there by Adam Pavkovich to retire the number 9 batter, Bernard Stevens. It was a high twisting foul ball, and Pavkovich was fighting the twistiness of the ball plus the sun, but made a good play to retire Bernard Stevens. Mel Stocker grounded up, or popped up to short in the first inning, 0 for 1 on the day, as a fastball right down the center of the plate called strike 1.
Mel came into today's game batting .419 against the Kernels in 8 games.
Fastball misses low and away for ball 1. And the Kernels and Bees, after this series this weekend, will play again in the 3rd week of August. Those are a 4-game series?
4-game series at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
A fastball in the dirt, and Jared Abruzzo exchanging baseballs with home plate umpire Jason Nakashi.
That series includes August 14th, which is Berserk.
That's correct.
And August 15th, which is our final fireworks night of the season.
Sponsored by Commercial Federal Bank.
That's right. So you'll want to get your tickets early for both of those games. 7 o'clock starts each night.
Thanks to our good friends here at Community Field, we'll get our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in the 4th inning as Stocker strikes out on a fastball right at the knees, swung right through it. And that brings up the shortstop, Angel Sanchez. Sanchez struck out in the 1st inning.
The shortstop, number 48, Angel Sanchez.
John Toledo, other than a 2-out walk to David Jensen, has had everything pretty much his own way as he misses just outside ball 1. 2 out, no one on here for the Bees in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the curveball misses for ball 2. My pitch descriptions are not quite as eloquent as John Rogers. Mike and I are pinch hitting for John as he attends to some family matters and will return to the broadcast booth on Wednesday. A fastball called strike 1. I believe his favorite term is yellow hammer, a big yellow hammer. And a pitch fouled off over the grandstand here to even the count at 2-2. Angel Sanchez made a great play to throw at Eric Ibar. A ball that was hit, I believe, to his right. Or was it the third baseman Espino that made that play?
No, it was.
Toledo dives and stabs at a ball hit off the end of the bat just to the left of the pitcher's mound. Flipping over to Matt Abram, and the Bees are retired in order here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mike Kuhlbeck will bring you through the middle half of the game. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Life is a process of continuous change. Each of us has to be prepared to adjust to constantly changing events. One way you can make sure you're taking care of all the changes in your life is to visit Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews in Cedar Rapids. You can depend on Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance professional, to give you sound advice on insurance for your home, auto, life, and health. See Phil Andrews at the Weidenhammer Andrews Agency in Cedar Rapids to make your life a little easier.
My name is Brenna Lunch, and I grew up here in Cedar Rapids, and I just graduated from Jefferson High School last spring. I was a drum major, I was in show choir and choir, I was dance team captain. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I got older, so I figured Kirkwood was the place to go to get your basic education. It's going to be smaller classes, so it's not going to be jumping right into the huge universities. More personal, one-on-one teacher-student relationships. I'm actually majoring in a 2-year degree program, so I'll get my AA after 2 years at Kirkwood. So 2 years at Kirkwood, 2 years at UNI, and everything transfers over, so it'll be really nice. I'm taking pre-college writing. I'm also taking Calculus 1, and then I'm taking the fundamentals of jazz and modern dance, which is a night. They're actually new this year, so a lot of people don't know about them. I have some more friends that are going there, and it'll be easy to go into a college where I know people as well as teachers, and I'll be close to home.
Log on to kirkwood.edu.
We're back at Community Field here in the top of the fourth inning. Alberto Callaspo grounds the ball to third base. Damaso Espino up with it. Callaspo beats it at first for an infield single. It's his second hit of the game. The Kernels have the leadoff man on here in the top of the fourth inning. A scoreless game. The Kernels with their third hit of the game. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Kernels. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Bees. Mike Kuhlbeck alongside Andy Pantini here at Community Field in Burlington. Cedar Rapids 0, Burlington 0. Alex Dvorsky up at the plate. Dvorsky, the Kernels' designated hitter, 0 for 1. Flied out to left his last time up. Takes a strike down the middle of the plate. 0-1 fastball. Andy, you have some scores over there. What's happening in the major leagues today?
Only 5 games that are underway so far this afternoon. We'll hit the National League first. Houston 9, Cincinnati 8. The Astros were leading the Reds 9-1 at one point. That was in the top of the 8th inning. The Reds scoring 7 runs to make that a 9-8 final. Also a final, Atlanta over the Mets 7-4. And the Giants leading the Rockies 4-2, that in the bottom of the 5th inning. This is on your State Farm Major League scoreboard. Brought to you by Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Schubert, and Lanny Peterson.
Dvorsky grounds the ball to third. Espino bobbles it, throws to first. Dvorsky's out there. Callaspo in safe at second. So the Kernels have a runner at second base with 1 out. And catcher Jared Abruzzo coming to the plate. Abruzzo 0 for 1 with the ground out to second. Continue, Andy.
In the American League, these are all partials. The A's and the Twins tied at 3 in the top of the 5th inning, that in the Metrodome. And at Yankee Stadium in the bottom of the 5th inning, Cleveland 4, the Yankees 2. Espino came up with that ball and was looking to throw to second base to start a double play, and it just popped out of his glove, Mike.
Yeah, he was looking for the play at second, bobbled it. Callaspo had a good jump, got in there. Endicott bluffs a little step to second base. Callaspo leisurely strolls back. Endicott now in the stretch. Checks Callaspo at second. Looks in. Fastball low and away. Abruzzo takes it for a ball. 2-0 to Abruzzo. It's a beautiful day here in Burlington.
It certainly is, and Family Day, I believe I heard the Burlington people say, as the Kernels and the Bees squared off in an early afternoon start.
Abruzzo lofts the fly ball down the left field line. Foul. Just foul.
I want to say just foul. That ball, I thought it kicked up a little bit of chalk, but it's hard to tell from our angle. We certainly don't have the view, and home plate umpire Jason Nakashi right on it. But
we'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
We'll definitely give him the benefit of the doubt here today. The Kernels and the Bees will play 2 tomorrow, Mike, starting at 2 o'clock. The Burlington area subject to a torrential downpour early Thursday morning, or early Friday morning, which is why the game last night was postponed. The Bees, to their credit, managed to contact the team before we left on our tri-state motor coach to head to Burlington, and the team never left.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Abruzzo. He takes a curveball for a strike. 2-2.
Jared is the Kernel leader in home runs and RBI. 11 home runs, 48 RBI. It'd be a nice time to get RBI number 49, Jared.
Fastball, low, check swing. Umpire Jason Dunn says he didn't swing. Base umpire Jason Dunn runs the count to 3-2. The Kernels had the only chance to score back in the first inning when Callaspo singled to center, but Melgarejo was thrown out at the plate. Now here we are in the 4th inning, 0-0. Abruzzo takes the fastball high for a ball 4, putting runners at first and second base and bringing to the plate first baseman Matt Abram. Matt popped out to shortstop in the 2nd inning, his last time up. Matt's batting .254 with 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. And Matt's been hot.
He's been hot. He had a little bit of a cold streak up in Kane County, but had a period of time where he had in the Peoria series had 3 home runs and 5 or 6 RBI in those 3 games against Peoria.
There's a line drive to center. Kayaspo coming to the plate. The throw goes to third. Single and a run scored. RBI for Abram. Abruzzo holds at second base. It's 1-0 Kernels.
Matt with his 14th RBI of the season, and he came at a good time. Kayaspo was off at the pitch and scored easily, and Jared Abruzzo wisely holding up at second base. And the Kernels still threatening here in the top of the 4th inning with runners on first and second and 1 out.
Caleb Mayer, the batter. Mayer batting .245, 5 home runs, 31 RBIs. He popped out to first in the second inning, hits a slow grounder to first base. David Jensen's up with it, steps on first, retiring Mayer. The runners move up to second and third with 2 outs. And that brings Jason Sugden to the plate. Jason walked in the 3rd inning, ended up at third base where he died. Jason has a 3-game hitting streak going. He's batting .263 with no home runs and 6 RBIs.
Jason had quite the series in Kane County, having back-to-back multi-hit games.
Sugden swings and fouls one off his leg, 0-1. So the Kernels break through here in the top of the 4th and take a 1-0 lead. Off Drew Endicott and the Burlington Bees.
The crowd here at Community Field continuing to grow. I don't know if people realize that was a 4 o'clock start or just wanted to get some business done in the afternoon and take advantage of a nice summer afternoon.
Sugden fouls another one off. It's 0-2. Sugden with one of those black lacquer bats that John likes to talk about.
Yeah, it was
halfway up.
It was kind of funny watching the Major League Home Run Challenge and seeing the bats that Albert Pujols and Garrett Anderson are using and seeing the same brand of bat that some of our Kernel players use.
Here's a delivery fastball just outside. 1-2 on Sugden.
I'm not going to date myself, but when I played, there were 2 kinds of bats. There was Wood, and then there was Easton.
Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 1-2 the count on Sugden. Delivery curveball. Sugden beats it to first base. Jensen up with it, flips to Endicott to end the inning. For the Kernels, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We've gone through 3.5 innings. The Kernels 1, the Bees nothing. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
We're building a new home.
Hey, that's great. At Keystone Savings Bank in Marengo, we believe the only restriction you should face when building a new home is your imagination. Whether it's for your home or business, we want to be your partner. We offer a full line of banking services, checking, savings, home, business, auto, equity loans, and more. See us today at Keystone Savings Bank in Marengo and Keystone. Member FDIC.
Hometown proud. That's our way of life at Big G Foods in Marengo. We're more than just a supermarket. We're a social center for our extended family and a supporter of our town, Marengo. The aisles are stocked full of all the best food at competitive prices, and if we don't have it, we'll get it for you. Big G is open every night of the week for your convenience. Big G Food Store in Marengo, part of the IGA network. Fast, fresh, friendly, and close to home. That's hometown proud.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good time zone.
We're going to the Dogs on Monday, July 21st, when the Kernels host the Quad City River Bandits, the Extreme Canine Show. Rescue pups that chase frisbees, jump rope, and play cards. Well, maybe not play cards, but they'll entertain during the game, which starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at Veterans Memorial Stadium, on the internet at Kernels.com, or by phone at 896-7560.
Hey, Kernels, let the good times roll. Cedar Rapids Kernels, let the good times roll.
We're back at Community Field in Burlington, headed to the bottom of the fourth inning with the Kernels holding a 1-0 lead over Burlington. John Toledo on the mound. He's given up one hit through 3 innings. The Bees send number 3 hitter Damaso Espino to the plate. Espino batting .299 with 1 home run, 54 RBIs. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, then was retired when Toledo bounced the ball in the dirt. He tried to go to second base and was thrown out by Jared Abruzzo, the catcher. Espino takes a slider for a called strike, 0-1.
We're coming up on the 5 o'clock hour here in Burlington, and you're listening to Kernels Baseball on ESPN The Zone, 1600 AM. Mike Kuhlbeck and Andy Pantini here in Burlington. We're subbing for John Rogers. We wish John and his family all the best as John attending to some family matters in Denver, and will be returning to the broadcast booth Wednesday night.
Espino fouls off a pitch, 0-2. Toledo looks in for the sign. Espino calls for time. And it is a beautiful day here, Andy. I hate to keep saying that, but you people just, there's not a cloud in the sky. Foul ball. Espino stays alive.
A slight breeze blowing out here.
And we're grateful for that, aren't we?
We are grateful. The advantage of the press box here at Community Field, there's a window behind. We can open it and get a little bit of a cross breeze through here. Very little, but
every little bit counts.
That it does.
Here's Toledo's delivery. Curveball, fouled straight back. Count remains 0-2 on Damaso Espino.
Tuesday night, it's another 2 for Tuesday at Veterans Memorial Stadium, as you can get 2 bottles of water or 2 12-ounce draft beers as a curveball called strike 3, and Espino retired. Didn't mean to kid in on you there, Mike, but...
Well, dag nabbit, Andy. I wanted to do that.
You get the next one. Toledo's going to strike the next batter out, and you've got the call the whole way on that.
All right, I got you. That was Jean's 3rd strikeout of the game, and that brings Keela Smith to the plate.
Keela Kahui, the Burlington designated hitter. We were talking about 2 for Tuesday at the ballpark, Mike. That's turning into a pretty popular promotion. 2 20-ounce bottles of water for $2.50, 2 12-ounce draft domestic beers for $2.50, or 2 20-ounce bottles of soda for $2.75.
It is a popular attraction there, Andy, as Keela is, the count is 1-1 on Kahui. And there's a drive to center field. Melgarejo draws a beat on it and hauls it in for the 2nd out of the inning.
6 in a row now retired by Toledo, dating back to the 2nd inning.
And Donnie Murphy is the batter for the Bees. 5th place hitter. He singled back in the 2nd inning, batting .268 with 3 home runs and 55 RBIs. I think this guy's their best player, Andy. I really like this kid. There's a ground ball to second base. Cayaspo up with it, on to first. 3 up, 3 down for Burlington in the bottom of the 4th through 4 innings. It's the Kernels 1, Burlington nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have a, or perhaps even a, you don't need, but you'd rather not, for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better, faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North on Collins Road Northeast, and the new Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and weekends 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, next time you have, visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
Miller Lite, Miller Time, track 5. All alone in a crowd with
back at Community Field here in Burlington in the top of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Kernels, Adam Pavkovich takes ball 1. Adam, the number 9 hitter in the Kernels order, playing his first game for the Kernels from the University of Alabama. I'm Mike Kuhlbeck alongside Andy Pantini, bringing you Kernels baseball on the zone. The count runs to 3-0 to Pavkovich. Kernels lead 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's Drew Endicott. 4 straight balls to Adam Pavkovich, and he draws a leadoff walk, and he has yet to have an official at-bat as a Colonel.
That's correct. Adam laid down a great sacrifice bunt in the first inning to move Jason Sugden into scoring position, or in the 3rd inning in his first plate appearance.
And that'll bring Rancel Melgarejo to the plate. Melgarejo singled in the first inning, was thrown out at the plate trying to score. Grounded out to third base in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. There's a pickoff throw at first. Gets away from the first baseman, but not far enough for Pavkovich to go anywhere.
Mike, you had said earlier that Pavkovich set a freshman record at Alabama for sacrifice bunts.
That's right, and there's a beautiful bunt by Melgarejo down the third baseline. Espino up with it, throws to first. Melgarejo beats it out. Base hit, puts runners at first and second here, leading off the Kernels' 5th. And that brings Eric Ibar to the plate, the Kernels' number 2 hitter. Ibar, a .296 hitter with 5 home runs, 46 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short in the first inning. Grounded back to the pitcher in the 3rd inning.
Mike, you think he'll have him bunting here to move the runners over? Do you waste it out here or sacrifice it out?
I would sacrifice him here, Andy. And he squares to bunt and fouls it off. 0-1. I think you, with the Alberto Callaspo, 3rd, 4th, and 5th hitters coming up in the order, that you have to get those runners into scoring position right now. We're struggling to score runs. Look, it's a 1-0 game. They're struggling to score runs too. Any runs that you can get right now are huge. Drew Endicott looks in. Ibar squares, low and inside. Ball 1, 1-1.
Pitch almost hitting Ibar on his back foot, but doing a good job as to not. Of course, he tipped it off on the back of the first pitch, and Jensen and Espino in the grass at first and third base, respectively.
Ibar bunts it. Endicott, the pitcher, up with it, throws to first. Ibar is out. The runners move up to second and third. A well-executed sacrifice bunt by Eric Ibar. And the Kernels are in business.
I'm not sure what Adams' speed is at third base, but certainly any fly ball to center or right field may be able to score a run here.
Here's Alberto Callaspo, who's 2 for 2 today with singles in the 1st and 4th innings. Here's a pitch, a big curveball, taken for a strike, 0-1.
Caspo drawing his traditional line right off the corner, the point of home plate, back to the back of the batter's box.
Caspo beats one on the ground, past the shortstop. The infield was pulled in, and Alberto will have to wait and see how they call that, but it was a tough play for the shortstop to make. They rule it a base hit. Caspo, with his 3rd hit of the game, knocks in a run. And the Kernels have runners at first and third and a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 5th.
The Burlington infield drawn in, and Alberto just putting the ball in play, got it underneath the glove of Angel Sanchez. But the ball was hit very sharply with the drawn in infield, and I would agree with the call.
Oh, I think it was a good call. I think it was a good call. It was hit between the shortstop and the third baseman, and he went over. The shortstop went over and tried to make a backhanded play. It was under his glove. Tough play, even if he comes up with it. Now here's Alex Dvorsky. Dvorsky takes a strike. It's 0-1. We got Melgarejo at third base, Kayaspo at first base. The Bees are playing back in the middle. They're holding Kayaspo at first base. Espino is back at third. Endicott tries your favorite play, fake the third, fake the first. No, Guerrero got caught on that, the other day? Somebody got caught up at Kane County. I think it was Rancel. Dvorsky fouls one back, out of play, just barely. Nice pursuit by
David Jensen over there.
I knew it was Jensen. I just couldn't think of his first name.
Yeah, I want to call him Danny Jensen.
That's what I was going with, and I went, no, he's a speed skater.
I had the privilege working for many years with Dan Jensen at Cedar Rapids, Inc.
Okay.
Dan is, I believe, retired. Don't know for sure.
Dvorsky in 0-2 takes a fastball low and away, 1-2. Alex hitting 256. He's 0 for 2 today. Flied out to left, grounded out to third. We'd take a fly ball right now. Endicott looks in. Comes to the stretch. Here's a pitch. Slider, low and away. Ball 2.
Alex,
2-2 on Dvorsky.
Alex showing some good patience up there. 2 off-speed pitches that were in the dirt and out of the strike zone, and I think early in the year he may have been looking to swing at those.
Oh, I agree with you, Andy. Now here Endicott comes to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside, 3-2. So now the question is, will Todd Klaus put Alberto Kayaspo in motion, try and keep the Kernels out of a double play? And it looked like he just pointed and said, yes, get going. Here's the pitch. No, he's not going, and Alex takes a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3. So Dvorsky is down on a called third strike. Second out for the Kernels, and that brings Jared Abruzzo to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to second in the second inning. Walked in the fourth inning. Alex thought he had drawn a walk there.
Not a lot of argument from Dvorsky, and certainly none from manager Todd Klaus as a
throw to first, low, but a nice scoop by David Jensen.
Watching Rancel over at third base, he was breaking towards home plate, trying to rattle Endicott.
That might have explained how he got picked off at first the other day on that play. And Rancel once again breaks towards the plate on a throw to first. Kayaspo back in safely.
Maybe you've got to think that maybe a double steal is on. I don't know if you'd be doing that with 2 outs and you're a power hitter at the plate.
Right, and your best RBI man up there. Abruzzo fouls one straight back, 0-1. Abruzzo leads the Kernels with 11 home runs and 48 RBIs. He's hitting 263. You really don't want to take the bat out of his hands.
Jared's a switch hitter, and he's batting from the left side of the plate this afternoon.
The right-handed Endicott delivers. Here's a pop-up. Drifting foul. Espino called off by the shortstop.
Angel
Sanchez hauls it in foul territory for the third out. But the Kernels come up with one more run on 2 more hits. They leave 2 men on base after 4.5 innings. The Kernels 2, Burlington 0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I can throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
When you need group transportation, there is only one name you need to remember. That name is Tri-State Travel, transportation provider for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and hundreds of other schools, organizations, and associations in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Waterloo area. Check our unblemished safety record, compare our pricing, and then climb aboard one of Tri-State Travel's modern deluxe motor coaches and experience our award-winning service. Tri-State Travel, the leader in motor coach group transportation.
Welcome back to Community Field in Burlington, where the Kernels hold a 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. John Toledo has allowed only one hit through the first 4 innings. He'll be facing Tim Friend leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for Burlington. Friend is 0 for 1. He slid out to right. Toledo, his first pitch high, ball 1. And I give a great big Kernels hello once again to the Roadrunner Ron Pline. Ill, not with the team today. There's a pop-up into shallow right. Sugden trots under it, hauls it in, out number 1. Kernels right fielder hauls it in for the first out. And John Toledo has retired 8 men in a row now, Andy.
Taking a nap over here, Mike. I had my microphone down because of the activities on the field. 8 in a row retired by John Toledo here in the 5th inning.
David Jensen steps in, batting .204 with 1 home run, 10 RBIs. He walked in the 2nd inning. He takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Jensen, the number 7 hitter in the Burlington lineup. Here's a fastball. He beats it on the ground to second. Kayaspo up with it. Over to Matt Abram at first. There's 2 down in the Burlington 5th. And John Toledo is on cruise control right now.
Certainly appears to be in control of all his pitches. Only 1 walk was given up this afternoon and 1 hit. And check my stats here real quick, and 3 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings.
Luis Gonzalez steps in. The Bees catcher is 0 for 1. He takes a slider for strike 1. Gonzalez hitting 179. Here's the pitch. Another slider. Flares one. Soft liner to second. Hauled in by Kayaspo. 3 up, 3 down for Burlington. Through 5. It's the Kernels 2, Burlington nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physical Therapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physical Therapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Welcome back to Community Field here in Burlington. The top of the sixth, Kernels lead 2-0. Matt Abram, the first batter, just topped one off the front of the plate. Drew Endicott, the Burlington pitcher, picked it up and tagged him out. The Kernels are 1 out here in the top of the sixth. And Caleb Mayer is the batter. Caleb is 0 for 2 today with a pop out to first base and a ground out to first. Here's Drew Endicott's pitch, a fastball, high and outside, 1-0 to Caleb Mayer. These guys are playing like they have a plane to catch or something. Fastball, called strike, 1-1 on Caleb Mayer.
Well, certainly the Kernels have a bus to catch, but it's not going anywhere.
There's a curveball. Mayer hits it, beats it to third base. Espino up with it, over to Jensen at first. Mayer retired, 5-3. And there's 2 down in the Kernels' sixth. Kernels, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Burlington, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Jason Sugden, the batter. He's 0 for 1 with a walk in the third inning. And he grounded out to first base in the fourth. Kernels scored a run in the fourth inning. Alberto Callaspo singled. Went to second on Dvorsky's ground out. And scored on Matt Abrams' single. Sugden, 1-1 is the count. And then the Kernels added a run in the fifth inning. Adam Pavkovich, playing his first game for the Kernels, walked. Went to second on Rancel Melgarejo's single. Foul ball by Sugden. It's 1-2. Eric Ibar's sacrifice moved the runners up, and then Alberto Callaspo singled home Pavkovich. Callaspo has 3 of the Kernels' 6 hits. We're 2-0 here in the top of the sixth inning. Curveball low and inside to Sugden. 2-2 the count. Drew Endicott, not pitching too bad for Burlington. He's been around the plate. A workman-like pitch, and there's a fastball on the inside corner that Sugden looks at. Called strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Kernels. We're through 5.5. The Kernels 2, Burlington nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
If you can't get enough of the Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM, why not join our team?
Are you ready?
We're looking for highly motivated people with sales, communication, and marketing skills to represent the best sports radio station in town. If you're interested in playing for the Zone's A team, slide into our studios at 501 2nd Ave in Cedar Rapids, or email your resume to soundoff@thezone1600.com. Your future is calling. Get in the game. Get in the Zone. ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Lasso ERV is having their annual mid-season clearance sale. CRVs by New Hitchhiker, Coachman, Sunlight, Rebel, and Century. Quality brands with an excellent reputation. Save on all remaining hold-down trailers by Coachman. Lasso E has a great selection of pre-owned RVs. Lasso ERV is the place where veteran campers send their relatives and friends to buy RVs. Lasso E has 43 years experience with one of the top service centers in the area. Lasso ERV, where you can lasso yourself a great RV for summertime fun.
It's a fast-paced world. Things change at the speed of sound, yet some things never change, like your desire to deal with a solid, dependable car dealer. Zimmerman Ford has been around for 31 years. They still deal with a handshake and a promise to be there after the sale with quality service. Zimmerman Ford Town is Eastern Iowa's largest volume Ford dealer, and you don't get that way without being rock solid. Check them out on the web at FordTownUSA.com or in person on First Avenue in Cedar Rapids. Ford, BMW, Hyundai, and Mitsubishi at Zimmerman Ford Town.
Welcome back to Kernel Baseball. We're here at Community Field in Burlington. Mike Kuhlbeck and Andy Pantini here on the Zone. The Kernels hold a 2-0 lead on Burlington. John Toledo giving up 1 hit through 5 innings. Bernard Stevens, number 9 hitter, leads off. Bunt. Was that a bunt there?
It was a bunt, and it was cleanly fielded by Matt Abram at first base, trying to catch Adam Pavkovich napping there at third base. Toledo leaped off the mound, barehanded the ball, and threw it down to throw out Stevens at first base.
So there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning, And the leadoff hitter, Mel Stocker, comes to the plate. Stocker, who has terrorized the Kernels this year with a .419 average, 0 for 2 today with a pop out to short and a strikeout. Takes the first pitch high and outside, ball 1. Stocker is Burlington's leadoff hitter. There's a fly ball into the right center gap, back. Melgarejo, nobody's going to catch it. In the gap, Melgarejo hauls it in at the fence. Stocker digging for threes, in safely with a triple.
Second pitch from John Toledo, and Mel Stocker hits it to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark here at Community Field. The ball hit just short of the warning track, but for some reason, Melgarejo and Sugden playing in. And the Bees have a runner at third now with 1 out, and the batter, Angel Sanchez.
That snaps a string of 11 straight batters retired by Toledo. And Burlington has its first runner to third base. Sanchez swings, lofts a fly ball to center. Melgarejo under it. No play at the plate. That drives in Stocker. A sacrifice fly to center field by Angel Sanchez. The Bees are on the board, and the Kernels' lead has been cut to 2-1. So a triple and a sacrifice fly, and just like that, it's a 1-run game.
Well, certainly Toledo shouldn't be getting shook up about things here. You know, it's its second hit. It just happened to be hit to the deepest part of the ballpark here. And
Damaso Espino, the batter, and there's a curveball. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Kernels kind of conceding that run there.
Well, it was hit deep. There was no play. Mel Stocker runs very well. Another curveball taken this time for strike 2 on the outside corner. Toledo way ahead now, 0-2 the count. Although you wouldn't know it looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah, either the operator's taking a nap or...
There's a line drive to center. Rancel dives and makes a great catch just at the surface of the grass. And Burlington is out in the top of the 6th inning, or in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bees come up with 1 run on 1 hit. We're through 6 innings. The Kernels 2, Burlington 1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Remember when you were a child and there was a safety patrol person near your school to make sure you could cross the street safely? Don't you wish you had a safety patrol with you to help you conduct your life safely? Scott Draper, your Pekin Insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, can help you feel safe with the right insurance coverages. For the right insurance for your home, auto, life, health, and business, see your Pekin Insurance agent, Scott Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion.
Looking for a sure way to bring your daughter or son the thrill of a lifetime? Then visit Taco Bell and register them for a chance to be drawn as a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy. As a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy, your child will receive a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy t-shirt, collect autographs from the Kernels, and take the field with the Kernel player for the national anthem. Being a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy will provide your kid with an unforgettable feeling of excitement. All it takes is a visit to Taco Bell.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
What? Yeah, I get it. Please get it.
Andy Pantini and Mike Kuhlbeck joining you from Community Field. The Kernels leading the Bees 2-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Adam Pavkovich, the batter, he sacrificed bunt in the 3rd inning and walked and scored in the 5th. Burlington having some technical difficulties with the scoreboard. I believe the count is 2-2 now on Adam. Home plate umpire Jason Nakashi signaling 2-2. And Adam golfs a pitch just foul down the first baseline. Looked for a minute like it was going to maybe just catch the end of the base. John Toledo was on cruise control there until that sixth inning when he gave up a hit, a triple to our old nemesis, center fielder Mel Stocker. Adam Pakovich grounds deep to third base to Damaso Espino. He throws out Pakovich, and there's one out here in the top of the seventh inning. Brings up Ransel Melgarejo. Ransel 2 for 3 on the day. Last inning laid down a beautiful bunt that he beat out for a base hit. One out here in the seventh. Kernels ahead 2-1. Fastball taken for a strike.
Yeah, Andy, that bunt came in the fifth inning, and that helped move Adam Pavkovich to second base. Eric Ibar followed with the bunt, and then Alberto Callaspo delivered a run-scoring single.
Slider low and away for ball one. As Ransel lifts a ball into right field, a diving Bernard Stevens making the catch, and the Kernels have 2 away here in the top of the seventh inning. Well, Ransel robbing Damaso Espino to end the sixth inning, and Bernard Stevens returning the favor to rob Ransel of a base hit here in the top of the seventh. That brings up Eric Ibar. Eric 1 for 3 on the day. Swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul out of play down the third baseline. A beautiful now Sunday evening now as we just passed 5:30 here in Burlington.
Saturday evening,
I'm sorry. I missed the game yesterday. I still think it's Friday.
It's Sunday in Australia.
A number back to the mound as Drew Endicott steps and throws. The Kernels are retired in order here in the middle of in the seventh inning. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Kernels leading the Bees 2-1. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around each generation. It's time they got their own kind of sounds. Come to shout it out. With that joy,
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
With spring weather here, well, summer is allegedly following. Well, time to call the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating. The A-Team will check your cooling system to be sure it's working right. Of course, if your heating system is acting up too, then you're still going to need that for a few weeks. The experts at Ahern will come to your rescue 24 hours a day. So call the A-Team at 393-4872 and have your heating and cooling system checked up. 393-4872 for the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Returning back here to Community Field, this is Andy Pantini along with Mike Kuhlbeck. Kernels leading the Bees 2-1, and the leadoff batter, designated hitter Keila Kahahui. Keila grounds the first pitch sharply to Matt Abram. He bobbles it, but still able to flip in time to John Toledo for the out. The ball kind of rolled up his arm as Matt
kicked it.
And he kicked it, and as Matt kind of kicked the dirt, but a good play by Abram to stay with it, and the Kernels have one out in the seventh inning. Donnie Murphy, the batter. Murphy with one of the two Burlington hits. A fastball over the inner part of the plate called strike one. John Toledo has really been on the game today through 6 of the third innings, allowing 1 run on 2 hits. He struck out 3 and walked only 1. The only tarnish on this record so far was a leadoff triple, or a one-out triple by Mel Stocker in the 6th inning, and Stocker scored on a sacrifice fly by Angel Sanchez to cut the Colonel lead in half to 2-1. 1-2 the count on Donnie Murphy as Toledo delivers. Scalded down the third baseline. Adam Pavkovich picks it up, throws high, and the ball gets into the tarp. I'll have to wait and see what the ruling is on that, as it will probably be maybe a single and an error, or it could be just a straight error. We'll wait for the official ruling here.
I think it's a straight error.
It is a straight error. Adam did a great job of going to his backhand side and feeling the ball, but his throw sailed high over Matt Abram. Maybe Adam was wishing that Greg Porter was over there. Maybe Greg could have brought that down. But on the error, the Bees now have a runner on second base with one out, and Tim Friend coming to the plate.
I think he needed Yao Ming over there.
Yeah, I'm not even sure Yao could have brought that one down. The first error on the Kernels this afternoon. We'll wait to see if it proves costly or not. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Thursday night, the Bees scored 200 runs without the benefit of a hit off of relief pitcher Jeff Marquez. And there is some activity down in the Colonel bullpen as a couple of pitchers are up and stretching. A curveball fouled out of play by Tim Friend, 0-1. We've talked about Two for Tuesday. We've talked about the Extreme Canines. Another one of our popular entertainment acts coming on Wednesday is the Superstars.
The Superstars with Harry Canary and Derek Cheetah and the likes of those. Ball, what is that, 2? 2-1?
1-1 on the count. A curveball missing high.
But they'll be on hand for a 7 o'clock game when the Kernels play Quad City. Tickets are available once again by calling the Kernels or online.
Online at any time at www.kernels.com. Here's a number just to the left of the mound. Toledo retrieves it and throws. He is safe. Tim Friend beating out a number just to the right of the mound. John Toledo off the mound quickly, but Friend beating it out for an infield single. Now we have runners on the corners. Runners on the corners and one out, and taking a slow walk to the mound is Colonel pitching coach Eric Bennett. Looks like a right-hander warming up in the Colonel bullpen.
We have Leonardo D'Amico.
Leonardo has made an appearance with the Colonels so far this season. This is not a pitching change yet, but he's the Colonel player who's up and active in the bullpen. Talking about the Superstars, this, again, one of our very, very popular entertainment acts, nationwide entertainment act. Harry Canary, Shark McGuire, Clammy Sosa, hopefully with an uncorked clam. Couldn't resist that one, sorry. I know it's issue over. Sammy's one of my favorite players, but got to get a little dig in here somewhere.
Oh, you mean these guys are named after somebody?
They're named after somebody. Big inflatable characters, guaranteed to entertain throughout the game. They entertain between innings. They entertain while the teams are at bat. It's just certainly a great evening of family fun. And as Mike and I said, tickets available. The Colonel ticket office opening at 10 a.m. on Monday morning. Or if you don't want to wait till then, order online using the benefit of the internet at www.kernels.com. Now stepping in, David Jensen. Jensen on the day 0 for 1 with a walk. A fastball missing outside 0-1. Or 1-0. Kernels lead the Bees 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th, but Burlington threatening with runners on the corners and one out. Toledo sets, takes a sign from Abruzzo. Makes a fake to third and a fake to first, both runners back with no effort. Go ahead.
Kernels are playing back, looking for a double play here with one out. and the tying run at third base.
Toledo again faking to third and first. Matt Abram holding Tim Friend at first. And Adam Pavkovich playing halfway at third.
Right.
Ibar and Cayaspo at double play depth. A pitch grounded to Alberto Cayaspo. He bobbles it to retire the runner at first, but not able to retire David Jensen at first base, and the Bees tie the game. No RBI will be credited on the play. Cayaspo kind of bobbled the ball again. It kind of rolled up his arm a little bit, and they had to hurry his flip to Ibar. Tim Friend doing his best to take out Ibar on the play, and the throw one-hopped Matt Abram at first base. The game now tied 2-2 here with 2 outs and a runner on first in the bottom of the second.
The ball was hit sharply. It wasn't a tailor-made double play, but it was a possible double play ball. It just got in on Cayaspo a little bit. He couldn't come up with it cleanly. Then he couldn't flip it cleanly to Ibar, and his throw was low to first base, and Abram couldn't come up with it clean. So, what they say, one bad throw leads to another.
The play was definitely hurried, as the catcher Luis Gonzalez takes the ball and then swings at a pitch high in the zone to even the count at 1-1. 2 outs here, a runner on first. The Bees have scored a run here as a wicked slider, and Gonzalez waving at it, falling behind on the count 1-2. Well, Mike, the Kernels have not been a team that can come from behind, but they're not behind yet. And I don't even want to say yet, they're not behind. Burlington scoring a single run here in the sixth, and one so far in the seventh inning. That run will be an unearned run as Donnie Murphy reached on an error by Adam Pavkovich.
But if you look at how the team's done during the season and where we've scored our runs, the last 3 innings of the game, we have been outscored. I don't think I have it on the sheet. I have it broken down on a spreadsheet on my computer at work.
As a slider delivered by Toledo, Gonzalez waves at it for strike 3, but the damage done here in the seventh inning, 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 Kernel error, and the Bees strand 1. They stranded 3 so far today as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Burlington and the Kernels tied at 2. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Hi, if you're having a great weekend, Scott Unash joining you, and thanks for tuning in to your radio home of the Dan Patrick Show, weekdays from 12 to 3 from ESPN. This is The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 KCRG. Here's your sports lineup. As we take a peek at Sunday the 20th, it'll be Cedar Rapids Kernel baseball in the afternoon to get things started. 1:40, the dugout interview with John Rogers. Kernels at Burlington to conclude the 4-game road trip. 1:40 pregame, 2 o'clock first pitch. And then George Castle hosts Diamond Gems, the baseball magazine. That gets underway at 5:40. Right after that, we head out to ESPN's Major League Baseball and the Sunday night game of the week at 6:37. On Monday, Kernels back home to open up a 4-game homestand against the Quad City River Bandits, Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Twins. 6:40 on Monday will be your pregame. Same 2 teams go at it. Kernels and Quad City on Tuesday again at 6:40 from the vet. Here on the Zone.
Marengo Outdoor Power Equipment is your factory-preferred Cub Cadet toy-built and white outdoor dealer. We could tell you all about Cub Cadet's incredible tradition of quality construction, Troy-Built's full line of rugged garden tillers and mowers, or the value-packed equipment from White Outdoor, but you probably already know that. So we'll tell you that if you need parts for your outdoor equipment or want a little professional attention from a factory-trained technician, we're the one place to go. You can find all the right equipment to keep your yard looking its best, all under one roof. Marengo Outdoor Power Equipment on Highway 6.
Back at Community Field here in Burlington, the Kernels and Bees now tied at 2, and a relief pitcher for the Burlington Bees, the pitcher Kai Kahanoi. Mike, what's the line on Kahanoi so far this season?
Kaikanoy is 0-3 with a 5.56 ERA and 21 appearances, covering 34 innings. As Alberto Callaspo grounds one to third and is retired, leading off the Kernels' 8th. 5-3. He also has pitched against the Kernels this year, and how well has he done against us? He struggled against the Kernels in 2 appearances, 13.50 ERA, 2 innings, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout.
Alberto Callaspo grounded a 0-2 pitch to third baseman Damaso Espino as Alex Dvorsky swings through a Kahanoy fastball and is 0-1 in the count. One out here in the top of the 8th inning. Kernels and Bees tied at 2 as Dvorsky lifts a foul ball over the right side of the grandstand.
I'd like to complete that thought. I was talking about us being not scoring late in the games. We've been outscored 129-117 over the final 3 innings of ball games, which isn't as bad as it was earlier in the season. We've been doing better of late. But
the fly ball lifted down the right field line as Bernard Stevens gives chase. It is foul. And Bernard Stevens on a full extension trying to make the play.
It's a great effort by Stevens out there.
Tremendous effort, fighting the sun and the ball slicing away from him. And I believe the count on Dvorsky is 1-2. If it was back at Veterans Memorial Stadium, the scoreboard operator would be receiving a correction update.
A tongue lashing from everyone. Well, from 2 people.
From a couple of people, but Alex Dvorsky in the hole, 1-2. The pitch from Kahanoy. The fastball lifted over David Jensen's head. It may drop, and it did. A base hit. A Texas League base hit by Alex Dvorsky blooped over the head of David Jensen, and the Kernels have a runner on here in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out.
Or as Dizzy Dean used to call it, a blue data.
A blue darter. The late, great Dizzy Dean. Brings up Jared Abruzzo. Jared, the Kernel number 5 hitter today.
We got a pinch runner at first base, B.J. Weed.
As B.J. pinch hits for Dvorsky. Alex won the day 1 for 4. Abruzzo 0 for 2. He walked and was stranded at third in the Kernel 1-run 4th inning. Make the change to our lineup here. B.J. Weed now pinch running for the Kernels. B.J. been having some mild problems at the plate recently. Was given the day off by manager Todd Kloss. And B.J. will assume the designated hitter role in the number 4 spot in the Kernel lineup. A fastball from Kahanoy low to Jared Abruzzo. Well, we're on the subject here of possible home runs. You could win almost $1,100 in Old Navy gift cards just by being at the ballpark. Every 5th inning, the Kernels have the Old Navy home run promotion as Jared lifts a monster fly ball to left field. It is way out of here, and the Kernels are up 4-2. Jared Abruzzo's 12th home run of the season, RBIs 49 and 50. Is that correct, Mike?
That is correct, Andy, and you should say that more often because so far you are 2 for 2. You were talking about a hit by pitch, and lo and behold, he got plugged, and now you talk about a home run, and bam, just like that, it's out of here.
A moonshot over the big Budweiser sign out in right field. No wind needed on that one. Jared got all of it. And you can put it on the board, to coin a phrase from the Hawk. 4-2 Kernels. Speaking of home runs, Matt Abram up. See if they can jump on Conway. Maybe he's routed a little bit. A fastball high and inside. And Abram ahead in the count 1-0. Team leading 12th home run by Jared Abruzzo has put the Kernels ahead and possibly saved a victory for Jean Toledo.
Out of Jared's 12 home runs, 5 have now come against the Bees.
So just as Mel Stocker is a Kernel killer, Jared might be a bee killer.
He's a swatter.
He's a swatter.
Swatter.
Matt Abram trying to check his swing at a off-speed pitch low in the dirt, and he falls behind 1-2. Matt Abram playing first base today for the Kernels, giving Jake Mathis the day off. A slider away evens the count at 2-2.
And that was the 5th home run allowed this season by Kahanoi.
The 2-2 pitch is lifted foul and out of play over the right side of the grandstand here. We haven't had an official attendance reported to us yet, but certainly a good crowd here at Community Field. And we'd like to encourage Colonel fans to come down tomorrow as Matt Abram lifts a fly ball to right field, not nearly deep enough as Bernard Stevens has it measured, and Matt is retired here in the 8th inning. Brings up Caleb Mayer. Caleb on the afternoon, 0 for 3. Popped to first, grounded to first, and grounded to third in his 3 at-bats so far today.
Andy, are you thinking about going to the riverboat later?
I am not. I am actually thinking about going home and avoiding all these country music fans down here. I do like country music, but I'm not really going to stick around for the concert, and just going to enjoy a pleasant evening drive home.
I thought maybe you might want to test that luck of yours.
Not speaking of luck, but Caleb Mayer slices a base hit into right field. Don't want to be insulting to Caleb. That was certainly a good job of hitting to the opposite field. We just happen to be on the subject of riverboats. The Catfish Bend, I believe, the boat town here.
I was going to say, you knew.
I know the boat. I know the boat. I just.
Been there?
I think a while ago. I haven't been. Since he bought the house, we're not going to mess around with trying to miss mortgage payments. Colonels have a runner on here in the 8th inning, leading Burlington 4-2. 9 hits for the Colonels today. They've tripled the output by the Bees, out-hit them 9-3. A snap throw down by Luis Gonzalez trying to catch Caleb too far off of first base. Caleb back in safe. Jason Sugden, the batter. Suggy, I believe, as he's called in the clubhouse.
Well, if he isn't, he ought to be.
Lifts a high fastball into center field. Mel Stalker has it measured, and the Colonels are retired here in the 8th inning, but they do the damage that needs to be done. 2 runs on 3 hits. The big blow at Jared Abruzzo, 2-run home run. No errors by Burlington, and the Colonels strand one. They stranded 7 so far today. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Colonels leading 4-2. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're number 1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I can throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're number 1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
Burger King welcomes you to stop in anytime to enjoy our great sandwiches your way. Try our flame-broiled Whopper sandwich and make it a combo to make it a meal. Treat yourself with a creamy shake or a pie to sweeten up your day. You have 6 locations to choose from in the Cedar Rapids, Marion area. Bring your family and friends before or after the Kernels game. At Burger King, you got it.
Andy Pantini and Mike Kuhlbeck back with you at Community Field here in Burlington. The Colonels take a 4-2 lead on the Bees as we have our first U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen, Leonardo D'Amico, making his second appearance on the season. Mike, what's the line on D'Amico so far this season?
Well, he's appeared in one game, Andy, and I'm looking for my sheets, and did I find it here yet or not?
Well, D'Amico will face the leadoff, or the number 9 hitter for Burlington, Bernard Stevens. He's 0 for 2 on the day.
And one game he's appeared in one. He's pitched one inning and nothing. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts.
Stevens one hops the first pitch to Alberto Callaspo, and Callaspo throws him out. One out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That brings up Mel Stocker. Stocker 1 for 3 on the day. He tripled and scored in the 6th inning.
The center fielder, number 18, Mel Stocker.
Again, one pitch and one out from Leonardo D'Amico. A fastball missing outside, 1-0. Mike, any background on D'Amico? He came from Extended Spring, is that correct?
He was at Mesa. He started the year in Extended Spring Training, and then he went to Rancho Cucamonga for 6 games and didn't really distinguish himself there. I believe his ERA was right around 6.
As a ball lifted high and deep, but Jason Sugden makes the catch near the line just before the warning track, and there are 2 outs here. As a very dangerous batter, Mel Stocker is retired, and the Kernels have held him to a 1 for 4 day so far. Angel Sanchez, the Burlington shortstop. Angel 0 for 2 on the day. He had a RBI sacrifice fly, scoring Mel Stocker back in the 6th inning.
And then Leonardo had a sore arm. They sent him down to Mesa, and he made one rehab appearance there, and they sent him up to be with us when
Daniel Arias.
That's right, when Daniel Arias was hurt.
Another fly ball lifted to center field. Ransel has it measured, and he makes the play. 3 up and 3 down for the Bees here. In the bottom of the 8th inning, we go to the top of the 9th. The Kernels leading 4-2. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Nature provides a built-in mechanism for animals to get ready for their future. Animals start hoarding food in the early autumn, knowing it will be scarce during the winter. We don't seem to have that same kind of savvy. Pekin Insurance Agent Teresa Brunsheen at Family Insurance Center in Monticello can help you plan ahead. Teresa can help you make sure you have the right insurance coverages for your particular needs. Nature's message is clear. Prepare. See Teresa Brunsheen, your Pekin Insurance Agent in Monticello at Family Insurance Center.
Winning smiles don't just happen. They take commitment and a team effort between you and your dentist. To create a winning smile, see the dental professionals at the Dental Center on Mount Vernon Road in Cedar Rapids. Doctors Hagenman, Stovey, and Steiberg can take care of all your dental needs. For information or an appointment, call the Dental Center at 365-0534. To create a dental health team that will leave you smiling, call the Dental Center.
There's nothing more exciting at the ballpark than watching the ball leap off the bat and clear the center field fence. The perfect swing can change the course of a game and set the pace for the season. At Rockwell Collins, our employees step up to the plate every day and swing for the fences. Whether it's creating products that travel the world, delivering solutions to customers, or lending a helping hand in our own communities. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners in making Cedar Rapids the best place to live, work, and play.
Back here at Community Field in Burlington, the Kernels with a 4-2 lead going into the top of the 9th inning, and a Burlington pitching change. Andres De La Cruz taking the hill for the Bees. Mike, the season stats on De La Cruz.
Andres De La Cruz has been in 11 games. He's 1-0 with a 3.00 ERA in 15 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. Eads are hitting .211 against.
And the final line on Kai Kaanoi, 1 inning pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Walked no one, struck out no one, and surrendered the big home run to Jared Abruzzo. Adam Pavkovich taking over now as we just passed 6 o'clock here in Burlington. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone, ESPN 1600 AM. De La Cruz misses low for ball 1. Pavkovich 0 for 1 on the day. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and grounded out to 3rd.
When Adam came to our club yesterday, there was 3 other moves made in the Angels organization. 2 others involved former Kernels players. Billy Stokely, a pitcher, was assigned from Arkansas, AA Arkansas to AAA Salt Lake. Irvin Santana was assigned from Rancho Cucamonga in the California League. He was bumped up to AA Arkansas.
As a high fly ball lifted to left field, Tim Friend back just short of the track, and Adam is retired here, the first out in the top of the 9th inning. Well, that's certainly got to be a great honor for Irvin Santana. He had a sensational season here, known as Johan, last year. But I think later in the year, Mom and Dad Pantini are planning to take a trip down there and catch the Travelers at historic Ray Winder Field.
You know why they call it historic?
It's old.
It's old, that's right.
We learned that. Not a slam against the people down in Arkansas. It certainly is a historic facility. They've had baseball down there for a long time. They're very proud of their Travelers, and I've never been to Ray Winder Field, but I don't know if you have, Mike. Or...
No, I've never been there, but I know Brent Del Chiaro was there, and he's there again this year. And when he came back last year, after spending 2 weeks there, he was glad to be back.
Ransel on the hole, 0-2 as he fouled the second pitch from De La Cruz into the maintenance area here at Community Field, and then a curveball missing high, 1-2.
And maybe I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but he was glad from a facility standpoint. He said that our facility was head and shoulders above theirs, which, you know,
well,
theirs was built in what, 1929?
1929, 1931. You know, it's a 70-year-old stadium, and ours is too. So you would certainly hope.
That doesn't mean ours is also, folks. That means ours is 2 as in TWO.
A number hit to the mound. Damaso Espino charging hard and throwing out Melgarejo by a step. For 2 outs here in the 9th inning, Eric Ibar, the batter. Eric today 0 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt earlier today. He lifts a first pitch offering from De La Cruz.
His buddies couldn't get out of the way down there.
Yeah, the Tim Friend, the left fielder, the ball carrying into the left field Burlington bullpen. I don't know if the Burlington bullpen not getting out of the way, or maybe Tim Friend heard footsteps or something, but
his buddies didn't help him out much.
He certainly didn't.
While we're talking about former Kernels there, Andy, I got a few notes about some former Kernels and what happened last night. Justin Turner at Rancho Cucamonga was 2 for 2 with a double and home run and drove in 4 runs in the Quakes' 9-8 win over San Jose. Dallas McPherson, Nick Gorno, and Nick Kimpton each were 2 for 3. Marco Sullivan, now 3 and 2, allowed 1 earned run in 2 innings, picked up the win. Jonathan Rowenhorst pitched a perfect 9th inning, striking out 2 for his 14th save. And at Provo, the Angels won 15-6 over Ogden. Matt Brown slugged his 7th home run. Matt started the season for the Kernels, struggled with the glove, and struggled with the bat here, but he's turned it around hitting-wise. He's hitting around .299 at Provo and 7 home runs.
Eric Ibar turning on a fastball and just about decapitating first base coach James Rowson. James doing a great effort to get out of the way. 1-2 the count on Ibar. That's great hearing news about former Kernels. Jonathan Rowenhorst, I know the Rowenhorst spoke highly of the staff here in Cedar Rapids, and it's always great to see the former players doing so well. 14 saves.
And last year he was a setup guy for us.
Well, that's certainly great, and it's good to see Marco Sullivan doing well. He had kind of a rocky time here in Cedar Rapids.
He's struggled at Rancho Cucamonga also, but he throws 93, so.
A ball hit sharply to the second baseman, Donnie Murphy. Murphy flipping over to David Jensen, and the Kernels are retired in order here in the top of the ninth inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It looks like we may have a Kernel pitching change. We don't know who it is yet, but we'll tell you when we come back. The Kernels lead the Bees 4-2. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Cost
Oh,
Cutters?
I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you. Cost Cutters, live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Budweiser True Music is music created for real music lovers by real musicians, like the Donnas.
We don't put any song on the record that we don't like.
We really try hard to think of it as an album instead of a single and then some other filler songs. I know everyone tries to write a great album. Yeah, a lot of people say it, but do they stress out about it and cry?
This moment of true music was brought to you by Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Back at Community Field here in Burlington, we have a U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. It's Ozzie Lugo. Ozzie Lugo on for the ninth inning. And, Mike, what's Ozzie's stats so far this season?
Andy, I should have been anticipating that because I knew you were going to ask me. And lo and behold, I pulled it right up. Ozzie Lugo, in 36 appearances, is 1-1 with 5 saves, 2.66 ERA, 47 and 1/3 innings, 30 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned runs, 23 walks, 52 strikeouts, a 178 batting average against. He has become the Kernels closer since Rich Thompson's departure.
And as he misses low and away for ball one, he's facing the heart of the Burlington order, Damaso Espino, taking a fastball on the inside. Speaking of Rich Thompson, I haven't seen his name in the stats anywhere. Has he been pitching at all at Rancho?
He has 3 saves up at Rancho Cucamonga in 4 appearances already.
Well, it's certainly good to wish our worst chopper, as his nickname is, a curveball called strike by home plate umpire Jason Nakashi. And Lugo ahead of Espino, 1-2. Bottom of the ninth inning, Kernels are leading Burlington 4-2. And a ball lifted to center field. It will be a base hit. A base hit for Espino. The 4th hit of the day for the Bees. And that brings up the designated hitter, Keila Kahaui.
Designated hitter number 11, Keila Kahaui.
Kahaui on the day 0 for 3. Grounded it out to short and first base and also flown out to center field. 1 on, nobody out here for Burlington in the bottom of the ninth inning. A fastball low. And Kahaui ahead 1-0. The Kernels playing a doubleheader tomorrow with the Bees starting at 2 o'clock. James Holcomb will take the hill in the first game as an off-speed pitch had Kahaui fooled as he swings through it 1-1.
Looks like it's straight change, Andy. Hayden Glemo tossing down in the bullpen now for the Kernels, left-hander.
James Holcomb scheduled to pitch game 1 tomorrow, and Rafael Rodriguez, who has had 2 excellent starts for the Kernels, his last 2, as the ball is hit and grounded just foul of first base. Matt Abram gloves it and throws it back into Lugo. The line so far for the Kernels, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. For the Bees, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Tommaso Espino at first, and Kila Ka'aui, the batter. The pitch lifted in the shallow center field. Ransel gets a late break on it, and it will drop for a base hit. And the Bees making some noise here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They're not going to go away quietly.
That was right off the end of the bat, Andy, and Ibar either had to go out and get it because with the number 4 hitter up, the outfielders were a little bit deeper than what they regularly play, and it was right in no man's land.
Jared Abruzzo and Matt Abram out to talk to Lugo, and that brings up Donnie Murphy. Murphy, 1 for 3 on the day. He reached on an error and scored back in the 7th inning.
Now you got to ask yourself, is Donnie Murphy going to bunt here? Because you're talking about the tying runs being on base.
That's correct. Espino at second, Ka'alui at first. He is the tying run. Murphy squares to bunt. Pulls back, and the pitch called low, ball 1.
Kernels have Ibar at shortstop moving over to cover second. Kayaspo moving to cover first base. Abram charging. Pavkovich playing in on the grass. Lugo should come over and cover the third base side.
Murphy making no bones about it as he gets the bunt down, and Lugo goes to first. Alberto Kayaspo covers, and Donnie Murphy does his job with a sacrifice bunt. The play goes 1-4. And with 1 out, the Bees have runners at second and third, and there's going to be a pinch runner. Let me check my Burlington roster here. Number 21.
Derek Lytle.
Derek Lytle plays center field Thursday night for the Bees. He has replaced Kahahui at second base. Certainly.
Well, we're in Lee Smith territory here, Andy.
Yes.
Bring in a closer, and he puts the tying runs on base. And
Tim Friend, the batter. Tim has been 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the 7th inning. As a curveball in there for strike 1. 1 out here, runners on second and third. Kernels leading Burlington 4-2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning, but the Bees threatening.
Infield playing back, willing to trade and out for a run right now.
Lugo sets and delivers. And Friend fooled on that curveball. And he falls behind 0-2. Hayden Glemo beginning to warm up with a little more haste in his delivery. Not that...
You got David Jensen, a left-handed batter, in the on-deck circle.
And that would probably be a good matchup, lefty against lefty. Lugo sets and delivers, and Jared Abruzzo and Ozzie wanting that call. But the curveball judged, would have to be judged low. Maybe it was outside. We don't have the best angle, but the count 1-2 on the left, Burlington left fielder Tim Friend. Lugo takes the signal from Abruzzo, and time is called.
Well, umpires will tell you that the count, the plate doesn't change according to the count, but it does. I believe it does. 0-2 if the plate changes, 3-0 the plate changes.
Abruzzo sets up outside. And a fastball low. And the count even at 2-2.
by that I mean 0-2. You better throw it right down the middle if you want to get a called strike, and nobody's going to throw it right down the middle on 0-2.
No.
3-0.
3-0, the plate expands to try and get the old automatic. Lugo sets and makes the delivery on the 2-2 pitch. Checking down to second base, and Jason Dunn saying, no, Tim Friend did hold up on his pitch. It's now a full count.
And that was a slider that was just off the outside corner.
Jared Abruzzo really wanting the call on that play. And Tim Friend, to his credit, doing his best to hold up and not swinging at it. The payoff pitch here, full count to Tim Friend. Lugo sets and delivers. And the pitch fouled back over the grandstand here. Friend remains alive. Kernels leading 4-2 here with runners on second and third, one out. A strikeout or a pop-up here would be key, helping the Kernels escape this jam here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Lugo delivers, and the ball bounces one hop. Jared Abruzzo, and the bases are now loaded. The bases are loaded, and first baseman David Jensen will come to the plate. Jared Abruzzo and Eric Ibar meet on the mound with Ozzie Lugo. And the Kernels are definitely in a spot now. Jensen reached on a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk.
We got the winning run on first base now.
No move. Go ahead.
Potential winning run.
The potential winning run is at first. The potential tying run at second, and Derek Lytle. And boy, for a room service double play ball right here. Let's see if this magic works.
Kernels playing back at double play depth in the middle. Adam Pavkovich at third base, even with the bag. Matt Abrams playing back at halfway at first.
First pitch from Lugo is fouled off over the left side of the grandstand here at Community Field. We still have not had an attendance given to us, but an excellent crowd on hand for this afternoon's game. Ozzie Lugo ahead in the count, 0-1 to David Jensen, the Burlington first baseman. Lugo sets, and the 0-1 pitch is high and away, ball one.
Should be said, Ozzie was too sick to come down to, he was going to miss last night's game if we would have played. He's been struggling with an eye infection that has gone through the team, so I don't know if he's still a little bit weakened by that or not.
The 1-1 pitch is lifted to center field. Bransel Melgarejo coming on. They're going to try and score. The throw, one hop to Abruzzo. Damaso Espino holding up at third. It was a shallow ball hit to center field, and now the Kernels with 2 outs. And the base is still loaded. Brings up the catcher, Luis Gonzalez. Gonzalez on the day 0 for 3. Grounded back to the pitcher, and Eric Bennett comes to the mound.
Well, that was wise on Burlington's part. The manager, Joe Skelly, or Seckley, to hold the runner at third base because it was probably to medium. When he caught it, he was probably in medium center field. But Ransell throws well.
Right, and the throw was on the mark and one hopped to the catcher, Abruzzo.
And that run means nothing.
That's right. So you don't want to end the game or take the risk of ending a game. As Eric Bennett trots back to the Colonel dugout. And it looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for...
Yep.
We are going to have a pinch hitter. It's number 2.
Matt Tupman.
Matt Tupman coming on to pinch hit for the Bees here in the 9th inning. Matt Tupman on the season, a .217 hitter, 2 home runs, 24 RBI, but the key thing, Tupman a lefty.
And Tupman's hitting .300 against the Kernels with 6 hits and 20 at bats, 1 double and RBI.
The outfield playing Tupman pretty even. The infield all back as Ozzie Lugo set to deliver. The first pitch to Matt Tupman. And the pitch lifted into right field. It's going to go all the way to the wall, and the Burlington Bees are going to pull this game out of the fire. A 5-4 victory on a 3 RBI triple by Matt Tupman. And the Kernels fall in the bottom of the 9th inning, 5-4. The final line score on tonight's game for the Burlington Bees, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Kernels, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Ozzie Lugo will be tagged with the loss. And the winning pitcher for Burlington will be Andres De La Cruz. We'll take a short break here and come back on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone, ESPN 1600.
Whether you're crisscrossing the state or working the field, Ampride and Marengo is the traveler's best bet. We've got tons of fresh fast foods and all the convenience of your corner market. Tank up and fill up at Ampride. Proud to support our town, Marengo.
Pioneer Hybrid International is proud to be a part of the Marengo community. Pioneer is dedicated to providing custom crop-based solutions that improve and sustain lifestyles for people around the world and in the communities right next door.
It's a fast-paced world. Things change at the speed of sound, yet some things never change, like your desire to deal with a solid, dependable car dealer. Zimmerman Ford has been around for 31 years. They still deal with a handshake and a promise to be there after the sale with quality service. Zimmerman Ford Town is Eastern Iowa's largest volume Ford dealer, and you don't get that way without being rock solid. Check them out on the web at FordTownUSA.com or in person on First Avenue in Cedar Rapids. Ford, BMW, Hyundai, and Mitsubishi at Zimmerman Ford Town.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Well, Mike Colbeck here. Andy Fantini and Mike Colbeck here
at Community Field in Burlington as the Kernels fall 5-4 here. A 3 RBI triple by pinch hitter Matt Tupman has done in the Kernels tonight. They fall 2 games below 500 in the second half of the season. Mike, certainly a tough loss for the home team tonight.
For the road team.
For the road team.
That was a killer.
They're always the home team in our hearts, but
that was a killer, Andy. That we were 1 out away from a well-earned win, and they sent a pinch hitter up there, Matt Tupman, a lefty swinger. Ozzie Lugo laid in a fastball, and Matt Tupman drove it into the right center gap. And with 2 outs, they were off and running when the ball was hit. And this is a big ballpark, and they had a lot of room to cover out there. And 3 runs came in, and before you knew it, our 4-2 win ended up in a 5-4 loss.
The ball hit between Ranzo Melgarejo and Jason Sugden. And when the ball got past Sugden, it was all the way to the wall. And unfortunately, that was all she wrote for the Kernels this afternoon. The final line score again for the Burlington Bees, 5 runs. Might be better here if we...
There we go. I'm sorry. We've probably been sounding like Darth Vader.
That's my bad. We forgot to flip the extender back in. Well, we wrap the summary here. Matt Tupman hitting a 3 RBI triple in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bases loaded to send the Cedar Rapids Kernels to their 3rd straight defeat as they fall to Burlington 5-4 here. The final line score for Burlington, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Kernels, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Ozzie Lugo tagged with the loss, and the winning pitcher Andres De La Cruz. We're going to check with our in-studio engineer.
This is one that just takes the wind out of you, though, Andy. This is a killer. I mean, we've lost 3 games in a row, but this is the hardest one to take. We had a 4-2 win, 1 out away from it. Bases loaded. Ozzie lays in a fastball. Matt Tupman turns on it, drives it into the right center field gap, and before you know it, our 4-2 win has turned into a 5-4 loss. And the 4-2 win would have been a well-deserved win for the Kernels. The 5-4 loss is one that it could haunt us for the rest of the season here.
Well, the Kernels now at 13-15 in the second half, and the Quad City River Bandits were only a game behind us, I believe, in the standings, and they come to town Monday. But before we get to that, we still have 2 more games that we have to play with these Bees here tomorrow, a doubleheader starting at 2 o'clock. We'll be back to look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard after we check in with our in-studio engineer. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Everyone deserves a great insurance agent, not just any insurance agent. Paul Draper, your Pekin insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, has the experience and knowledge to provide you with top-notch insurance coverages. Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion has been insuring individuals like you for over 100 years. Dependable protection from Pekin insurance agent Paul Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, an agency you know and trust.
Syringes and needles can be a waste handler's worst nightmare. Imagine picking up a trash can or blue recycling bin and, ouch, being stuck. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling wants you to keep our waste handlers safe and away from disease. All needles and syringes need to be disposed in sealed containers, like a Home Sharps container, milk container, or detergent bottle. These can then be dropped off at the main recycling center on 6th Street or at Blue Stem Site number 2. Help us keep our waste handlers safe.
In Burlington, as we highlight the Kernels' play of the game. It came in the 8th inning with Jared Abruzzo at the plate. Jared hits his 12th home run of the season to give the Kernels a 4-2 lead and a seeming victory, but certainly a high point of the game. Also not to be slighted was the pitching performance by Jean Toledo. Came out and threw a great game tonight. We're going to check the State Farm Major League scoreboard after we take one more break. You're listening to Kernels Baseball on the Zone.
Surprise someone special or treat yourself to colorful, fragrant, fresh flowers. Peck's Flower Shop reminds you that every day is a great day to bring home flowers, no matter what the occasion or for no occasion at all. Peck's Flower Shop has a bouquet for you. Stop in today for Peck's Flower Feature. For only $9.95, you can get 1 dozen fresh-cut roses. The professional florists at Peck's are ready to assist you in your floral needs, from a single flower to an entire garden. Remember that Peck's offers delivery to the Cedar Rapids metro area. They even deliver out of town and out of state through their professional florist wire services, FTD and Telefloral. Peck's has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956 with the finest flowers, plants, and home garden accents. Peck's is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 4. Peck's at the corner of Glairsbury and Edgewood Road Northeast.
Back here at Community Field with our Kernels curtain call, and unfortunately it was kind of curtains for the Kernels today as they fall to the Bees 5-4. A 3 RBI triple by Matt Tupman in the bottom of the 9th inning, sending the Bees to victory. We're ready to run down all the scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, brought to you each year by State Farm insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Schubert, and Lanny Peterson. Mike Kuhlbeck with our Kernels State Farm Major League scoreboard.
Thanks, Andy. Here are today's scores in the American League. It was the Twins over the Athletics, 9-4. The Yankees beat the Indians 7-4. In the top of the 4th, the Rangers lead the Devil Rays 4-3. In the bottom of the first, the Angels and the Orioles are tied at 1. And in the top of the second, the Blue Jays and Red Sox are tied at 0. Also in the top of the second, the Tigers and White Sox are tied at 0. And again, in the top of the second, the Mariners and Royals are tied at 0. In the National League, these games are final. The Astros beat the Reds 9-8. The Braves beat the Mets and Tom Glavine 7-4. The Giants beat the Rockies 5-3. And the Cardinals beat the Dodgers 3-1. These partials, in the bottom of the fifth, the Cubs lead the Marlins 1-0. In the top of the second, the Expos and the Phillies are tied at 0. Also in the top of the second, the Brewers and the Pirates are tied at 0. And later on tonight, the Diamondbacks are at the Padres. That's your State Farm Major League Scoreboard, sponsored by Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, and Lanny Peterson.
Well, Mike, today's loss certainly a bitter pill to swallow for the Kernels. They looked good for most of the game. And like you said, a good piece of hitting by Matt Tupman, a fastball right down the middle of the plate. And from Ozzie Lugo, Tupman was ready for it and put it into right center field. And you can run a long way.
You can run a long way in this park. It's a big park, a lot of room out there. Tupman, pinch hitter, coming off the bench, relatively cold on a summer afternoon. Put a nice swing on it, drove it into the gap, and instead of having a 500 record at 14-14, the Kernels are 2 games below 500, 13-15, and looking at having to sweep a doubleheader from the Bees tomorrow to get back to 500, and knowing that the Bees now are 7-3 against the Kernels this season, and the Bees now are 41-55 overall. So it's hard to figure.
Well, the Burlington has certainly had our number. It seems like each year there's a team that we just can't put away, and this year it's the Burlington Bees. Doubleheader tomorrow. We will take the air with you at 1:45 with our pregame show. Taking the hill for the Kernels, James Holcomb in the first game. He will face Jonah Bayless. And in game 2, Rafael Rodriguez will take on Colt Griffin. For Mike Kuhlbeck, I'm Andy Pantini from Community Field. Have a pleasant Saturday evening and good night.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.